just one last part. You know how they always portray Jesus as having times where he was just simply advising people, right, guiding them. Love your enemies, do this, do that, like that. And that's not what he meant. Goodness, he just meant like be merciful. You know, like pray for people like that. Demons always corrupting. They always go too far, and that sort of weakness. We're righteous people. We're not weak. We don't love evil humans. So they're always gonna project weakness, which is the opposite. Get it? That's what we're not, right? So that's what they're gonna accuse you of. They're gonna act like you actually told human beings. Actually, love evil human beings. Love them. Love the one who just beat you yesterday. No. Okay. That's what I'm saying. They know what the person said, right? It's saying be merciful, right? But they're going to go too far with something completely opposite of that, right? Loving them, like, okay. It's sort of like being weak yourself versus you're assertive, you're just merciful. You just pray for people like that. But you keep them away from yourself. You don't mix with them, okay? That's what I'm saying. That balance is always what they're stealing. So you can't be like, what I'm telling you is not true, because it's so logical how I can show you how it can get corrupted. So the other image, right, that they portray Jesus as, I really feel like this prophet, his story has been, and again, if we lived in other people's time, I'm sure other prophets, they were being portrayed the same. Just the idea, since we live in his time, he's really portrayed weak, okay? And Prophet Muhammad is portrayed exactly far opposite, terroristic, okay? So, I hope you guys get the point already. You guys can't be like, I don't know what's going on. Please get the point. When demons corrupt things, they just go in two polar opposites. Either they portray someone right as very evil and very bad, and another person is very weak, and like you just let them, they just let you beat them up, they just let you kill them on the cross. What the hell? Jesus would have fought with you if you actually were trying to kill him on the cross. The same way Muhammad would fight. You see what I'm saying? He obviously fight. Goodness, where are the people who were with him? They could have saved his life. See, you guys don't believe right now. You should just stand somewhere and let people just kill you. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're forgetting. Whatever you believe he had to go through, you have to connect it to yourself in order to know if it's from God or not. That's how you protect yourself from religious corruption and hypocrites. Put yourself in that situation. You personally, you humans, visualize yourself letting other humans just kill you on a cross. You wouldn't do it. You would fight. You'd call the cops. Correct? You'd call your friends and family. Let's go. Let's go. Where's the knives? You know that's righteousness. You know that's assertiveness. You know that's human nature. You know that's your rights. You know that's normal. You know someone who just stands there spreading okay, no, okay? You can't just drag a powerful man of God through this sort of place. They're just walking him straight. All these people standing there and hey, blah, 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 and then boom, they kill him. What? All those people who are standing there would have saved him. Even if they're cowards or whatever you want to call them, whoever they are, everyone would have done something. They could have called others who maybe could do that. Basically, come on. It's just like you believe kings. You believe some kings were 14, 15 years old. And they could say things that those adult males have to listen to them. You believe those adult males are warriors. You believe they can fight. You believe they protect themselves. I'm talking about the good ones. And you believe even evil humans. See, they're evil. That means they're weak. You believe even they had that quality of defending their life, correct? Coming together as armies and defending themselves. What is wrong with you guys? Why the people of God always portrayed as dying, weak, and not assertive, silent, praying for the one they hate the most? No. See? So you can't say what I'm telling you is not something you can understand. I just told you we're very aggressive, very righteous, powerful people. But we're also supernatural. That means we're extremely aggressive. I didn't say violent, okay? Because violence has situations. Come on, it's a context, right? Contextual situation, because it's about defense. So aggressive is the right terminology, because you can always be aggressive and be moral. It just means you always stand up for yourself, So, right? You're not weak. You're not mushy. That's another characteristic of prophets, correct? This is the main character of a supernatural being, is they're aggressive. That's what they're corrupting then. They're accusing you of being weak. Okay? So even if people were sent to you who are regular flesh like you, and that's what a prophet is, you can kill each other, you can kill them, they're all flesh, there's no supernaturalness. Or they're not protected also, right? It could be flesh and be protected, right? Okay. Now what would happen? Exactly. They'd have the quality that humans have. Just humans. Humans have people who follow them. Those people who follow you protect you. Goodness. See? They protect you. They fight on your behalf. That those people are not being fair. They have a group. Usually when people try to kill somebody, what do? They use a group. It's not one versus. Come on, you all don't believe if a weak flesh human that was a prophet, right? You don't believe an actual man could just come and kill them. You believe they would fight. Okay, so to you, you believe someone died because you think a group outnumbered them. There you go. So then what would be the logical conclusion? That flesh human prophet you think existed would have also had a group that they call. That group would have been like, okay, let's go. We don't mind sending you to hellfire. Let's go. They will kill you. You see what I'm saying? Common sense. Whatever they're using, you'd use it in the moral opposite equilibrium. Okay? You'd also fight. The way a country right now is unjustly, someone nukes them or something. They retaliate. Again, they're doing it immorally. They're killing civilians instead of the ones who are evil and trying like that. Humans have become so evil. They don't fight with soldiers anymore. Because that's actually a criminal. He's actually trying to come to your country and kill you. So if you kill him, it's that self-defense. You tell him to leave, obviously, but right? They already committed like that. It's like punishment. You have self-defense. But if you're just nuking people, then you're a murderer too. Because you're killing innocent people when you bomb the country. So that's not war. The way that war used to be, where one group is always right and one is evil. It's this other type of war, where both are crazy, both are evil, both are going to go to hell because you're killing innocent civilians. You, the bad guys who are in the soldiers, you're not killing each other. You just want one of you to start it so you can act like then that one had the right to retaliate. Well, then, okay, retaliate again. See, it's just common sense. You don't believe. See, I told you guys, put yourself in human situations. If someone right now attacks your home, you don't believe you should attack their family. They're innocent. You believe you should go find so-and-so. These governments like to act like they're righteous. They'll tell you, if someone committed a crime against you, report that person to us. Don't go after their friends and family. They're going to tell you you're a criminal. Wait a minute. How come you guys don't do that then as governments? Why are you killing other people's families, aka civilians of a country? That country, you call it the word country, right? Why do you even use the word country? Because a country means everybody in that country. So since specific males in a country put on army suits and they go and kill innocent people, why do human beings in history always use the word of the country? Why don't they just use soldiers? Persian soldiers did this in such and such AD. America like that. Why don't you use the name of the soldiers instead of the country they're from? If the country didn't fight with you, get it? A whole country's, they're not your enemy. There's all types of people there. If specific humans in that country, it's technically males back then, right, actually are the ones that are in the soldier uniform and they're coming to kill your people, or specifically they attacked soldiers maybe in your land, maybe some place that you guys stay. Okay, so then if you want to then fight back, what do you say? Exactly. Let's go self-defense, right? Let's use self-defense against those blank soldiers. Israel soldiers, Palestine soldiers, some so-and-so terrorist soldiers, right? If they have some other name. Whatever their name is, as the humans who actually committed the evil against you, the sin, the violence, the terrorists, etc. You're supposed to use their name, but then the word soldier after it, because soldiers start word. Why are you saying Israel bombed Palestine? Why are you accusing Israel? This is a huge country. Where did those people agree to do sin with you? So you see, that's another thing I saw when I was growing up and I was studying human beings. I always used to ask my Lord, why does your creation use the whole country? Why do they put us civilians into the mixture when they talk about war? When did we ever go to war with anybody? We're just civilians. We just sit here. That president, that evil one, did something. So why don't they just use his name in human history? Why are they using the name of the country, like United States versus something? What did the United States do? What did, Russia ever do? It's that one man who's doing something, right? It's the USSR that's doing something. It's the Ottoman Empire. When you say that, what? Wait a minute. I think my words just got ruined. Why are you always saying, right, that the USSR did something, or the United States did something, or the Ottoman Empire did something? Sometimes you use an empire. That's evil. Just list the names of the humans, whichever country they're from, because we need to know, right? But call them soldiers. it's not really good to say their religious affiliation. Unless their religion sort of, so you still have to be careful, even if their religion teaches that. You might be like, well, we still have to be specific. There's different faiths. We can't just use the country's name. We can't just be like, Ottoman Empire, Turk soldiers started a war with ABC. You can't. You guys might be like, there's Christians there, there's Jews there. Okay. Ottoman, Muslim, soldiers, like that. Like you're basically saying, Turkish, Ottoman is too big, sorry. Turkish Muslim soldiers started a war like that. And then you specify for people that they were the evil ones. And you say, there's then Turkish Muslim soldiers on the other side who are saying that's evil. What are you doing? You just specify. That's what I'm saying. You guys think that's how corrupted you are in my eyes as a creation of God. In school, you don't actually believe in using the word evil. You don't actually say an evil cop shot someone. You don't believe in using the word evil before you say something. Evil Christians started the Crusades. You don't believe things like that. Evil so-and-so, like that. Evil. But then you can't just say Christian. Evil Christian soldiers from, okay, you list the country or their ethnicity, etc. Started a war with, like that. Be specific. It's dangerous. Why are we using a country's name when one individual with his own personal choice does something evil and bombs that place over there? What did the country have to do with him? Why you don't believe you and I right now, if we do something in this country, exactly, no one's going to use the word United States. They're just going to say our name. So it should be the same for presidents. This is how demons have taught human beings to dishonor themselves. Hi, birdie. It's a beautiful bird. You're like an eagle, right? This is how they've taught. I always remember that. I was just a kid, but I saw that. I saw that when I'm studying history. I always used to ask God, my Lord, why do they do that? Why an action of one person do they use a whole country's name? And all the questions I used to ask that just fits that narrative. That just why are we all being boxed with you? I'm becoming forgetful to some degree now. I think there's witchcraft on that animal. Eagle, why are you standing there? It became a statue. This is how I see things, you know. Demons are possessing animals and they just come around, and God shows me that. When they're minding their business, they look different than when they're possessed, you know? So, okay, that's something that's very important. If soldiers want to fight, they want to do evil, the other ones who are in defense should be fighting them. You should never be coming near the country, their land. You should fight in some desert-like place like that, the way humans have done many times in history, despite this situation also used to exist among them, correct? They still used to do this. They still used to say, let's come and fight each other in that sort of public place. Right? Let's sort of, basically like come outside. You know how humans sometimes they say to you, come outside. You know what I'm saying? Because you're bothering them. And they say to you, come outside. Because they know those people have nothing to do with it. Right? But don't ever let, just so you know what God wants you to do. Don't ever fight with people. You know? God only wants you to defend yourself. But don't ever, if someone is evil or mean or disrespectful, don't ever be like, come outside, let's fight. Don't do that. Because, right, it's just not a righteous thing to do. It's not rational to be like, I'm just going to beat you up. Let's go. No. But that moment they try to touch you, smack. I dare you to touch me again. Like, okay, that's righteousness. You honored yourself. Don't mix that with, hey, let's come outside and kill each other. No, okay? Just let it go. They're weak, you know, in that moment. Don't laugh at them and mock them and be like, you coward. You're scared now. You're trying to be creepy or evil to me, but now look at you. You don't want to come outside. Don't see? That's why we all don't feel comfortable when we see you talk like that. Because we know it's not the righteous way to speak. Just let it go. Good. If you're good in your heart, you don't desire to attack anybody. You just only protect your honor, your body, and others. You just help people. You just stop bad. Okay, when they give up, you just let it go. Definitely give them warnings. Don't just leave. Be like, I better not see you again. I dare you. If I ever see you again, that's cool, because right? Evil can return. Do that. Finish it that way, but don't finish it with you saying, "Let's come outside." No, don't put your life in danger. Also, since you guys are flesh to flesh, you'd never know if they're gonna play unfair at some point. Get a gun or knife or see. Don't do it. Evil humans don't play fair. Obviously, that's what it means to be evil. Evil is weaker than good, everybody. So why would it play fair? You're gonna defeat it. So it has to play unfair. It has to always do something to try to get the advantage in that sense, right? To sort of put your life in a bad situation. So don't forget that, It's not some sort of contest, where you're saying to somebody, let's come and have a spelling bee contest. Come outside. It's not like that one. They can hardly play unfair. People are making sure they're not cheating, right? But in this situation, it's about harm. It's about violence. It's about, okay, they might accuse you also. When you say, let's come outside, maybe they have people outside already. And they might accuse you. They might make a cop see you that moment. A cop could just arrest you because you're the one saying things like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's fight. See? No one knows you were the victim. So, okay, God just wants you to defend yourself. He doesn't want you to fight. See? There you go. Demons want you to think that that's weak. See? I told you what true weakness really is. Telling you your prophets just died and were beaten to death. That's weakness. No one's going to let themselves be beaten, okay? And they're supernatural, so it's not even happening. But this is truly weakness, But they want you to think that the one that's completely different that I'm telling you right now, they want you to think this one is weak. You only just stop being human in self-defense and then moving on. They want you to think that's weak or something. As if you have to, kill them. You know what I mean? Finish it off or beat them up in order for it to be you being tough or something. No. In that self-defense, you already did put them in a position where they know, right? You're not someone who allows themselves to be abused. You see, you already did what you think the fighting would have done for you. Teach them a lesson, basically. Just move on. We didn't come to this world to waste, look at my words, waste their energy. Our energy is powerful. Our energy on weaklings, which is evil humans. And at some point, you evil human beings, this advice applies to you. Another evil one is going to try to fight with you. Okay, so don't waste your energy on them. And you repent and be good. And at some point in that situation, remind them to repent. Like that. How about you all just do that for each other from now on? You better repent and just move on. Like that. That actually makes them stop talking. See, don't forget, this is what prophets did. They just had that quality where God wants them to remind you to repent. That's sort of mercy. Because they used to do that like me. Demons corrupted to the opposite equilibrium. Way, way on the opposite side. A weak person who loves you even though you're evil to them. No, okay? When demons possess people and they act bad around me, I don't love these people. I actually curse them. I tell God I better not see them again. See, I don't like them. I hate them, okay? Because there's a moral hatred. I don't want to see their face again. But I still pray for them. And there you go. They don't want you to understand such thing is possible. They want you to say, what? How can you pray for someone if you don't love them? It's not, God have mercy. There's two types of love then, right? Not love, sorry. There's two types of praying. My words got ruined. There's no two types of love, goodness. There's two types of praying. You pray for someone you actually do love. And, okay, bad people, right? You don't love them. It's like you're just praying that they just change and repent. But, okay, that required what? For you to be a loving person. So don't connect the fact that you're a loving person to being loving to somebody. Do you guys agree that's rational? You can be loving, but does that mean you love that so-and-so over there? No, you're just loving. You just that's your character. You're just a loving person. Okay, but that loving person, demons want you to think if you're loving person, right? Sort of like your identity, they want you to think you can only be loving person if you love everybody. And if you have to exclude some from that love, then you're not loving person. Because they want to make it seem like you became a character that's loving from a place of somehow that love extends to everything and everyone. See? No, there are characteristics in morality. Since being a loving person just means you're a good person. Okay, morality has different characteristics, right? You're truthful, you're nice, you're kind, you're loving, you're just many things. Maybe nice is not the right word, right? Kind, like that. There's many characteristics, right, that make a person moral. Do you agree? Okay. So this one, we're not gonna put it into it. We're not gonna say your one of those characteristics is um, you love. We can say you're kind. Instantly, people don't connect that to you being kind to everybody. You're not gonna be kind to a murderer killing someone that moment. You see what I'm saying? Because that means letting it happen or something in that sense, or what kindness would be if it was flipped. You see what I'm saying? So even though you hear words like kind, you don't connect that to them being kind to wicked doers. I don't know how to explain. For some reason, love is sort of confusing people. So you know what? That's not a good example. Forget it. That's too much confusion. What I'm saying is, we would say there's characteristics we have that is more like it fits certain scenarios. And then there's characteristics that we have if you're a moral person that is actually about you. It's just who you are. You're just a loving person. You're just a merciful person. Okay, but that's who you are, correct? So then you think in order to be that way, right, who you are, you think you have to be who you are all the time. Do you agree, everybody? So then you guys think in order for that person to be who they are all the time, keyword, loving, you think that they have to extend that love to everybody, treat everybody somehow, like accepted, like loving. No, it just means their character is loving. If they're around only good people every day, then they're loving. You could say all day. But if God created evil and therefore evil living beings will exist no matter their species, then you cannot expect this person to be loving to those humans or species, but they're still loving person. See? See, they didn't change. They didn't become her or anything. It just means when they see these humans, they don't feel that emotion towards them. They see a good person, okay, they feel love now. See? So did they lose the fact that they're loving? No. It means they're just. So another quality that's coming out when they see the humans and the just living beings overall who don't deserve love or who are evil, exactly, their loving self, right, their identity got transformed into being just. See, they didn't lose the loving. They're loving. They see all these good people, they're loving to them. They hug them or they're friends, okay. They see bad people, which at some point is just you generic humans. I don't love you, okay? If I see you, I'm not gonna hug you and I don't love you, okay? I'm just merciful to you, but I don't love you. I don't want you in my life, you see? So then what would happen? What's gonna happen to my character? It's good. It's better to use an example of yourself maybe. If I say person, maybe it's too much. I'll use myself as an example. If it's me, right? If I'm loving person, that's how my lovingness would come out. Only to people who are also good, who deserve that love. So therefore, okay, it makes sense. So then I see bad humans. The demon wants you to then think, how's the person loving? They're not the same with these ones. Obviously, you don't even think that way. You don't think you should be that way with rapists and murderers, but you get the point. You get the point. The way to answer that question is my loving identity rather than just a feeling, my actual identity of being a loving person, and my actual acts of love itself, right? The acts of kindness that I express, all of a sudden get changed when I see bad people to me being just. I actually changed it. So I didn't stop being loving. It's like a different version of that identity of a loving person. I'm fair, I'm just. So it means I just become just with evil humans. If they deserve something, right? They're hungry in this situation, they ask for food. God would say in this context, not always, right? In this context, if they deserve, well, okay, you'll give them food. I see them insulting someone, I'm gonna go over there. I dare you to do that again. What did you just say? Get out of here. You see? So it is loving. Because loving means you're also gonna give people what they deserve. So let's say I'm around only loving people, no bad character humans, nothing. Like the righteous are the righteous, okay? Let's say I'm only around such living beings like that, whatever their species is. What would me being a loving person, like the whole identity is loving? Am I all day just expressing that lovingness in one form? No, right? It's not just a hug maybe when you think love is, or handshake, or no, that's just an expression. So I feel like love is being ruined. Love actually means just. Love is actually just like morality. Just morality is not one characteristic, right? A moral person, we would say there's hundreds of characteristics that make you moral, right? It's a group of characteristics, then we call you moral, right? And then the complete opposite of it, right? Liar, cheater, just the opposite. We would call that immoral. Okay, and the opposite of that is someone who's honest. Okay, we put that in the moral box. So I want you guys to know, love just means moral. There you go. I've actually explained this in other episodes, but maybe it won't fit this one. So let's connect it to the religious way of calling someone loving and then not understanding why they don't accept everybody, okay? Which fits Jesus, God, everyone, okay? In religion, that, right, is a creation of God, right? Like Jesus, someone like me, Prophet Muhammad, okay, and then God himself. It fits all of us, right? Our creation, everyone who's a creation, and then it fits God himself. Okay. The word loving, we need to replace it. Everyone should start calling Jesus, Muhammad, and just good people, or we should all call them what? They were righteous people or they were moral people. Let's stop using the word loving. It's like saying someone was honest. Jesus was honest. Okay, but there are times you might ask him a question, he'll withhold the information. Is he a liar? No, because maybe you're going to use it in a bad way. You see what I'm saying? So you see, everybody, these terminologies fit scenarios. Being loving fits a scenario, just like being honest fits a scenario. Someone asks you how old you are, and they're a stranger. Are you a liar if you don't answer them? No, right? It's not their business to know how old you are. Sometimes you might have to give completely, again, not lying, right? But you might have to confuse people in order to protect someone's life. Maybe they want to kill someone unjustly. They're coming to you for information. They will not leave. That you don't have a choice but to say something. Maybe they'll hurt the person. So you might confuse them and be like, I think I saw them. And see, you're not lying. You're not telling them a false place. Don't lie, everybody. Just use something that's actually true, but it's not true in this context. I think I saw them at Burbank Street, because they actually were at Burbank Street maybe 2 years ago, like that. Something that's true, but just it's not happening now, like that. Maybe they were a writer, but now they stopped being a writer, they're a doctor. I think they're a writer. See, you didn't lie, they were a writer, like that. That's how you want to give information to protect lives. You have to be in such weird situations. Okay, so the word loving, kind, just, not just, sorry, just is kind of nice. Loving, kind, honest. What are the words? Giving. Those words are dangerous. Don't describe anyone God created who's a good person with those terminologies, because they fit context. You're not gonna give all the time. As a judge, when you tell a murderer who truly deserves death, right? They really killed an innocent person. When you say death penalty, are you in the context of what kindness means? How humans think kindness means? Are you being kind? No. But you are kind, because you're kind to the situation. You're just. You're giving what they deserve. You're kind to the victim. But see, demons want to flip what kindness means, as if kindness means everyone has to benefit from it. This evil human actually did benefit from you being kind to the victim. Because, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. They want you to think they didn't benefit from it, therefore you weren't kind to even the bad one. You were kind to the bad one in that sense. No, you weren't kind to them, sorry. They benefited from the kindness. My words are being attacked. They benefited from you being kind. Because, exactly, they're supposed to see justice. So that they're always reminded evil is wrong. They have to always remember that, correct? They walk this earth doing evil to human beings. So when someone does the right thing and punishes them appropriately, do you see what I'm saying? It actually benefited the bad human. When someone you know insults somebody or does something evil to an innocent person, right, like that. An insult, I mean like the B word, bad words. I don't mean like people disagree. They have the right to feel what they want about each other, but insulting someone, you big fat ugly, you know what I'm saying? right? Again, sometimes people do evil to you and you're cussing them out because of that. It's all about intention, right? God knows you're not trying to be a bad person. He'll always judge you fairly. But take that out and insult them. Don't insult them, right? Insulting them is not good. Don't do that. What you want to do, right? The way you want to express your verbal aggression, because there's aggression of all types, right? The verbal aggression, you want to express it by calling them terminologies that fit their character. You disgusting, see, because they are disgusting. You filthy, they are filthy. You hypocrite, like that. So, you see, call them out with words that you're trying to use to put them in their place by actually using terminologies that fit their characteristic. You liar, you evil liar, like that. You're gonna go to hell. Trying to make you laugh, right? But don't be like, you big nose, see? That's how God created them. Leave their appearance alone, you know? Exactly. Just as you wouldn't say it's okay to say that to someone who didn't do anything wrong, you can't say to someone who did something bad. The reason you think that way is I told you demons flip everything. Do you see how they flip everything? They know you want to attack this person somehow, right? Again, what fits? Some insults, God created or nurtured you to want to actually hit you because it's so evil. And some insults you might just tell a person, get out of my way. And some insults you might want to say something verbally. It depends. Obviously, in these worlds, in these civilized countries, not civilized. When I say civilized, I don't mean that they're better or correct or moral. Sorry. In these countries that are considered civilized, sorry. Exactly. They don't tell you to hit people, obviously, when they say something. So don't, right? I don't want you guys, obviously, to put yourself in bad situations. But you get the point. I'm talking about our nature here, right? It is our right to hit people if they say certain things. But that's not something we can be specific with because we don't know how many different types of insults can you say. You accuse a righteous person of being a pervert. You know? Do you know why you want to kill such people when they do that? It's because they actually get death penalty for things like that. Because get it, everybody. If you accuse a man of raping someone he didn't rape, wouldn't he get death penalty in a just world? So then that's why who they accuse, you want to kill them all of a sudden when they accuse you, because that's what the judge would have given them, a death penalty. See, that's what I'm saying. You just might be taking it into your hands, and people want to always make it seem as if that's wrong. But if a third party did it, they know that violence is normal, right? To kill the so-and-so. Okay, but in context, the context situation, when it's just you versus a human, since humans lost their right to defend themselves, right? It's always governments doing it. Okay, demons want you to then think you're too much or something. No, it's your nature. But if we want a world where we make sure justice wins, we don't want to just say, yeah, so-and-so accused me of something that normally they'd be killed for if they accused me of it. So I just shot them yesterday. We don't want that world. I'm not telling you that's what God would tell you to do, just so you know. Just so you know. God doesn't actually say that. He doesn't say, actually go kill them. Because, where's your evidence? You know they said that about you. But where's the evidence they accused you of it? What if they later on just take it back? You see? So, the reason why our Lord gives us the right to, right, do something, right, but he doesn't always make us do it in this world. He doesn't actually tell you to take it into your hands. Is because he created evil. And evil says, you know what? If you take it into your hands, I'll just flip the situation on you. See? It fits my context. So I told you demons flip everything. It doesn't mean demons are smart. It just means that's how God created evil. And they're just simply evil. So they just do what evil does, flip things. So humans know that you're going to be accused of the opposite. Just killing an innocent person. So that's actually why God wants you to not take things into your hands. Even though it's your nature to kill them. That's in a context where there is no other people around. Get it? But in a world where we're huge species, you can't do that. See, because you need the group to know you didn't do anything wrong. God knows you didn't do anything wrong. He knows in that context, that person would have normally gotten a death penalty. So if you kill them, he doesn't think that's unjust, therefore, correct? Okay, but why does he tell you to not do it? You all know deep in your heart, God wouldn't say just kill this person. Because you know there's a group, and the group needs to know you're innocent. See, so God is not dishonoring you. He's not saying their opinion matters. He's just saying evil was created to accuse you of killing them unjustly if they don't know what happened. So he's just trying to protect you. But if our Lord didn't create evil, and he did something where humans just, either work independently or they just know you're innocent, you could just take things into your hands every day. But so it's a test, therefore. It's a test on your character to be smart. Don't put your life in a bad situation. So when I say it's our nature to kill such and such humans who normally deserve death penalty, I don't mean that it means that we act on it. It just means it's our nature. You might be like, how's it our nature if we don't get to do it? We are doing it. The judge does it. So isn't the judge a human? Okay, so if they give them the death penalty, that's because that's the nature of us. See, us as a human race. So you see, I just mean it's our nature. It's just our nature as a species to kill certain level heinous criminals, the predator level. You know, others you give less punishment. So then that doesn't mean, because it's our nature, right? And it's therefore individually also our nature, because we're also an individual, it's our nature too. It doesn't then mean that with God's laws, you see, God creates laws. It doesn't then mean that you translate that into okay, I'll just then kill them then. No, because there's a group here. They need to know you had the right to do it. God doesn't want you getting hurt. Them taking you to court now you see, that's all I'm saying. There's like a good reason. It's not your Lord saying don't do what you have the right to do. It's because he created a test for you. He created this creation to want to know what happened. They can't just ignore it. They can't just ignore people killing each other left and right and just saying, I had the right. It's too dangerous for us, because then the evil humans will say the same thing. So in order for him to teach us to be those humans who do the right thing, right, we have to question you also at some point. At some point, you, this righteous person who has the right to do something, demons might try to make you feel like others are trying to act like a god over you if they want to know what happened. They're not. You would have done the same to them. You would have also questioned why they killed so-and-so, because you don't like evil. So it's one of those situations where don't treat each other like gods. Just understand that's the system, the limitation God created for you. So come from a place of, you know what, I'm being questioned because God set that type of system up. So they're not acting like a god over me. Take that dominance away from them that they sometimes like to act like they're doing. Because the evil ones will do. The good ones just want to know what happened. The evil ones are going to act like there's some god over you. Okay, so in order for you to not then be fueled in rage, right? I had the right to do it. How dare you question me? And then you maybe now are accused of even being a bad person because of that, because they like to accuse that normal emotion like that. You see, it's just going to make you go down and down and down and down. And we don't want you to suffer. Okay? Remind yourself, you know what? This creation of God is not acting like a god over me. That's something God told us to do to protect justice. But the bad ones like to use it against us. So I'm just going to be smart and do what I'm supposed to do, not take things into my own hands in situations that don't fit. I'm going to follow laws appropriately, and I'm going to always tell the group what happened and give evidence so that, right, I did what God, see, I didn't do what they wanted. You didn't do it for the group. You didn't do it to make them feel bad, because that's like a God, right? No, you're doing it because your Lord told you to do that. So think of yourself always when you feel like, right, a species like you that has no right to tell you what to do in situations where, like, you get me, everybody. Not always goodness. When it's about their life, their body, you have no right to tell them what to do when they tell you what to do, correct? Because that's their body. They get to tell you how you can act towards. I mean, when it's your life. And I mean in situations where you're a victim to something and you actually defended yourself, and then they come to you. Hey, we need to investigate. When you sort of have that emotion come over you, why are they acting like a god over me? In order to protect yourself from that feeling, right? Because demons send it to you, right? Because I told you they want you to get more angry, and they use that against you. They want to accuse you somehow of hiding something that way. Get me? Be smart, everybody. Just tell yourself, wait a minute. God told them to do this. God created this system for us. That we have to, as a group, judge each other if someone just died randomly. We have to investigate. Because God created evil, we know we have to defend innocent. One day I could be the innocent person. I would want people to question who killed me like that. So take the power away from them and see that God's created that system. So then you don't resist and fight and waste your energy, whether they're good people or they're bad people. You just simply do the right thing. You show the group what happened, they leave you alone. Goodbye. Good people will say sorry to you. They're different, obviously. Their energy is different. They're righteous. They're loving. The bad ones trying to act like some God over you. Don't let that affect you because, right, demons are possessing them. Demons know you killed that person from a place of justice, or you, right, just did something else from a place of justice. Their demons are not happy because demons like injustice. You did the right thing. You stood up for yourself. That makes them unhappy. They possess these humans, whether they're government officials or others, and they're going to approach you. And instead of just simply asking you a question, they're going to approach you and possess their face and project those emotions and thoughts to you using supernatural things like witchcraft and stuff like that, on top of the physical qualities of facial expression and eyes and tone, and boom, you just want to just beat them up. You know what I'm saying? Because they're evil. Okay, so separate their character, the way they appear, the way they speak to you, the way this evil cop is so weird. Separate that from how you normally would have wanted to behave if they were so righteous, if there was a good cop next to you. Again, cops can never be righteous because their whole job is evil anyway. I just mean if the behavior was normal. Demons keep ruining my words. If, right, a cop was actually treating you normally, okay? They're actually speaking to you respectfully, like that. Treat the one who's disrespectful as if they were not disrespectful, what you would have done. Don't treat them the same way. No, no, no. Evil humans always treat them in that healthy, assertive, aggressive way. Don't be nice. I'm just saying, right? Don't be kind or weird. What I mean is, yeah, what you would have done should be the same, right? If a cop that's respectful normally would have said, people have to get out of the car at this point. And that's something your country, right, says, and you normally would have agreed to that. You would come out of the car, showed your ID. When an evil, nasty one says the same thing, just get out of the car. Just like an employee at a restaurant. Go and report them later for their attitude. Go and report them later for how they just will constantly act like some God over you. Step out of the car. Just deal with that later. That's another reason why God makes cops get possessed to arrest someone who's supernatural like me. They cannot arrest them prophets. And so we learn when your world is unjust, right? When bad people take these jobs at a majority level, how you guys should respond to them is the way I respond to them. I'm patient. That demon possesses the cop to constantly act deaf, dumb, blind around me as I report a crime to them. I give them the detail. I want to show them the video. They just look away. They drive off. They come back. They talk to each other. All they want is for me to see everybody. Just say to them, you evil something, and just get angry and shout. Isn't that human nature? Okay, but are they evil? Yes. So they're unjust, correct? Okay, what does unjust do? Unjust means you're immoral human. Okay, so what do immoral have? Multiple qualities of characteristics of bad. What's one of them? Lying. They'll just accuse you and lie you're being mentally ill or something. Or some sort of weird, paranoid, hey, calm down. Calm down, miss. See, even their attitude is going to irritate you even more. Miss, shh, hey, wait. Okay, we're not going to have this conversation if, whoa, they're acting like a God over you. Now you really want to kill them, you see? And now they're going to be like, yeah, so-and-so went to prison for 50 years because she tried to kill us. You see what I'm saying? They're going to flip it. That's the news you all have now of that person. You all know that was the righteous feeling, to feel towards people who act like a God over you. You want to beat them up. Okay, so be smart. Demons are flipping everything on you. They act evil towards you when they're the third party. Usually the one who's acting evil towards you as like the harasser isn't going to do that usually. They just, right, leave if you're assertive. It's really third parties that is the problem. They at some point will try to act like some fake God. Your job is just to ignore that. Get what you want. Be assertive. Don't let them get in your personal space. That's something they like to always do. Try to get you to psychologically sort of be submissive to them, as if somehow then they'll actually get it, help you now. Sort of hurry up and do what their job normally wants them to do. So they like to ignore you. It's like a creepy pervert psychology. They like to ignore you and not help you, so that then they project to you. If you were sort of like, allow us to invade your space and get close to you and sort of talk down to you, maybe we'll hurry up and do this investigation for you quickly. That's something God teaches me. I have to constantly move away when demons possess a cop to get in my personal space. You see? They really are trying to say to you, if you let me get close to your personal space, let me sort of be a pervert to you, I might be nice to you. Wow. You guys just might be thinking they're a creep, but I see what the goal is. You see? While another creep, yeah, they just want to get in your personal space. Okay, everybody. So evil humans, that's just their psychology. They don't hate anybody. They admire people. They're jealous of people. They're envious of people. But they have to, in their demeanor, act like they're the opposite as a way to try to make you think if somehow you submissive to them, maybe they'll stop being that nasty way and maybe they'll be nice or something. And now you put yourself down. You allowed someone to act fake dominant around you, treat you like some garbage. There you go. They got your agreement because they know a human being is created strong. You cannot actually harm somebody. Okay, you cannot actually do anything to a human being unless they allow it. They know humans can be assertive and fight and defend themselves and stand up for themselves. So every day demons are trying to teach you in any circumstance, whether it's when you see cops, whether you see government or other officials, whether it's a workplace, wherever you go, the humans sort of have an advantage, right? They're the employer that moment. They're the cop that they sort of have some advantage in society. And you're sort of like the customer, right? They want to put you in a situation where they're trying to teach you very sneakily to let these humans sort of act fake dominant over you. Because then maybe we'll do what you want. Maybe we'll help you a little better. They actually don't even help you a little better, just so you know. Ew, right? Because that's just the way of evil, right? Don't connect it to demons. They're just evil. That's just psychology of evil. Evil just wants you to allow yourself to be controlled, abused, objectified, dishonored, etc., etc. It just wants you to let yourself be treated as if you don't deserve honor and how others can treat you. They should treat you like a human, correct? So that's how you know that evil has no power over you, because it's trying to get you to agree to let others treat you badly. So that's what everybody, when you're angry, especially around these evil cops, that's what all they do is what? Try to scare you. They might be violent. Hey! You cannot. They raise their voice. It becomes weird. Even though you live in a country that would believe, right? Cops are just employees like everybody else. How come the United States, the country considered the most civilized, their cops believe they can tell you to stop talking? I cannot believe what I saw when demons would possess them to show me what's wrong with them. It's not directed at me. It's just how I learn everything I'm teaching you, everybody. I have to see it, you know? Do you get me, everybody? You guys believe backward countries are still doing that stuff, right? Those soldiers acting like a god over people like Pharaoh's time, correct? You don't believe the humans of this time, their job teaches them. You believe you have that freedom of speech to say whatever you want, correct? But have you noticed when cops are talking to you, they actually, their job doesn't teach them, just so you know. They're just doing that, but their job lets them get away with it. So it's like a covert agreement from their official governments that you can do that to people, we won't punish you. So then they feel comfortable. I have seen that when you raise your voice, they like to tell you you can't do that. As if a human being God created has the right to tell you to not raise your voice. You can do whatever the hell you want with your voice. Scream and shout all you want. No one cares. You see what I'm saying, everybody? It's normal to scream and shout and raise your voice. The fact that you can't do that in these countries, either they label you mentally ill and force you into a mental hospital, or they put you out of jail, we have a problem. You're living Pharaoh's time. It just changed, okay? We don't see, everything is balanced, everybody. I have faith in you. You're smart people. Obviously, we're not talking about you harassing people with noise. You know, you just going to people's homes and their companies and no one's talking about that. That's you harassing. I mean, in situations where you're being victimized. I mean, situations where you're expressing your anger. I mean, in situations like that, just common sense. In situations you would say your Lord gave you the right to yell. Not to hurt anybody, right? But in situations where you have a reason to yell, they're going to act like they can shut you up. That's an act of fake dominance. Instantly, your heart will go down. That's what people always say, I felt threatened. And when we watch the video, cops don't do anything. Because the threat is internal. They're making you feel they'll attack you. Exactly, it's something you can only feel if you're in the moment. God taught me how demons do that. There's these cops I was talking to, he was just arguing with me like a little girl, like a little boy. You know, it's like a kid. I say something, he says something. I say something, he says, all of a sudden it became like, they want to accuse me of arguing with them. Because they get it, they just talking in order to create that kind of feeling. But they're taking you somewhere else. And they many times would try to teach me to say to them, calm down. I don't like to say calm down to people because that's an insult, right? So many times I felt it. These words are trying to enter my words. I'm wanting to tell the cop, calm down, relax. And I don't say that to a human being. Correct? Whether you're evil or good. We don't have these qualities if you're a good person. We don't tell people to shut up and calm down. Literally, they want to teach us good people to say the same things they say, so then they can make it seem as if when they say it, they also felt similar situation. They also felt like someone really actually had to calm down, and they weren't trying to be condescending. But this is something you usually say to people when when you're trying to be condescending. See, so that's what I mean, everybody. Let's just relax. Let's repent, right? They get us sometimes, but let's relax. Let's relax the tone and the energy when you interact with these human beings. They're very demonic. They've been here since Adam and Eve, these demons. So they've used Pharaoh's soldiers like that. They've used other soldiers like that. So they're experts at saying something, and you say something, they know what to say next. They're called narcissistic personality disorder, sociopathic, psychopathic. These humans will just gaslight you. It's not just the evil human. Come on. They're attacking us with witchcraft and other spiritual attacks. So that's what you forget. You literally go brain fog and you say to yourself, wait a minute. Literally, that happened to me. These cops approached me and they said, okay, what happened? And I couldn't remember. But when I was talking on the phone with 911, I remembered everything. But they harassed me, hung up on me like 7-10 times. Each time they harassed me, they were putting witchcraft on me. Get at everybody. So that's why these human beings who work in government, not only are they usually bad and demonic people, right? You agree with me, right? They're not the usual nice employee at a hotel or something. Two, exactly. You seem to forget things at some point because the harassment wasn't just like Christians believe words are spiritual, right? You believe someone can curse you with their words. They're cursing us. Ma'am, the evil, irritating voice and tone that a lot of females use, right? The males would be like, ma'am, I don't know, right? That is actually a witchcraft, everybody. That's why instantly your heart goes to the ground or stomach. Fear comes over you, and you and I are not scared of these humans. They're just human, correct? The fear is because witchcraft hit you. The witchcraft is saying, shut up. Be scared of me. And because that, right, hurts us, right? If I send you something that could make you feel threatened, whether it's a real threat or not, what happens to the brain, everyone? The respiratory, right? The respiratory is the first place technically to get hit. Your heart will be, right? Okay, the brain is attacked, the stomach. Well, everywhere in your body, you're being told, right? Oh my God, I feel threatened. I feel like fear is coming over me. Ooh, right? That I'm in a bad situation. Not fear like cowardly fear. No, like the other kind of fear, like something evil. It's about to happen. Okay, so what does it do to the brain? The brain gets confused. Okay, so that's why, everybody, this is your evidence. What I teach you on this podcast is true. Look how I connect everything so well. These are not human beings. They're possessed at a horrible level. Demons are intentionally picking who works at these jobs. They pick the worst. Not because it's fun. Not because demons just love hiring bad people so bad things happen. No, it's another reason. It means they have access to bad people in a way that they don't have access to just low-level toxic humans. The really worst character humans, it means they're possessed at a horrible level. So then that means their demon is manifesting all the time. You guys think it's just rude people. No, it's actually a demon always also there. So then what does that mean? What that means is they're always putting some spiritual attack on you. So humans will actually start to become even more scared. They just simply talk to a cop like they used to. You can't just be like, hey, you're human. Don't you talk to me. You can't just be normal with them and just be like, do your job, report the situation, leave me alone. Over time, you're going to learn to keep your mouth shut. They may have never said that to you. They might have just said, you need to calm down. Or ma'am, see? You need to calm down. And ma'am doesn't mean shut up in that sense, correct? You can still keep talking to someone at a different job who said that to you. You might be like, don't you dare say that word to, don't speak to me with that tone. I always used to tell these demons when they possess employees in other environments. I would always say to them, don't talk to me like that again. I don't have to explain it, right? Because they know what they did. Their tone was condescending. The word ma'am was rude and weird. In many contexts, you shouldn't even call people ma'am and miss, you know? Seems like an old person too, you know? Just, you get me, everybody. It's controlling behavior. You know? It's not, yes, I understand. It's not like that gentle way you to lower your tone for a customer, right? Or you just assertive if they're harassing you. No, right? So other humans, we're gonna say to them, don't talk to me like that. You just feel condescending. You know when the cop said, hey, You need to calm down. You don't feel like you should speak anymore. At some point, it will hit you. The more interactions you have with them, this time you're not going to stand up for yourself anymore. That is dangerous. You think it's not a big deal. It only hurts you if, sadly, right, evil got you there. You don't think it affects us long term as a creation. It does. Because there you go. The demons just noticed it. You got scared. It affected you. You don't have a solution. Come up with something. You know something's attacking your body with fear. Violence. Get it? They might be violent to you. It's just like those families who are abusive to children. The way, right? They don't do something physical, but their tone symbolizes, if you were to say one more thing, I will attack you. So that's how cops are treating human beings. And we're grown adults like them. It's even worse, right? It doesn't matter if you're a child. I just mean, it's even more weird, because you think you're an adult now, you can defend yourself in life. Oh, when I was a kid, those evil humans abused me, but now I can say what I want because like that. You can't even feel that way anymore. They're gonna try to make you feel like you're not at least even an adult, because a kid might feel uncomfortable, but God still created them to have assertiveness. I don't want you to think God created you to be weak as a kid, but you would agree an adult is stronger, right? Okay, so you would think then you would have better advantage, is what I'm saying. Not advantage. We always have an advantage. We can always defend ourselves, right? Kids are always defending themselves. Observe them. It's the family that then says, oh, this is a troublemaker. They're loud. That's why humans have studied that. They already know kids who do a lot of sort of tantrum, as they call it. It's not a tantrum, right? Some of them are being abused, and that's why they're so like that. You get me? They're resisting all day because these adults are like that, everybody. So we've already learned that. We've learned that in children. But no one wants to apply that to adults. Why are you yelling? Why are you screaming? Why are you in distress? No one wants to say they're being abused. You just let society get away with saying, right, the cop had no choice but to blah, blah, blah. You're evil to each other. You don't defend each other. I see in the comments section. Humans, I know they're usually bad people still. They really defend the cop. They really say, they had the right to do this. You're the one who did this, so he had to arrest you. They mock each other. But if you were in that situation and a cop was rude to you, exactly, they're human. They're flesh like you. They're equal to you. You don't think they have the right to treat you exactly like some god. So you're going to say to them, hey, don't talk to me. You see, you forget. If you were in the situation, you'd actually treat them like some employee at a different job. Put them in their place. You tell them, hey, this is just a job. Don't act like a fake god over me. You're not some authority. You're just a human like me. I could have took your job. You're going to stand up for yourself. Oh, but when you watch people doing the same thing, they're also talking. They feel threatened, okay? Humans are not dumb. Why are they talking all day? You're forgetting. Okay? You're forgetting, unless you're actually hurting someone, harassing someone, you have the right to talk all you want. Correct? If it's unwanted, you don't. So someone approaches you right now and says, excuse me, you don't want to talk to them. That's the only time people don't have the right to talk to you. They have the right to talk, but they don't have the right to talk to you because you don't want them talking to you. Okay, so unless that's the context, unless a cop is actually being harassed by somebody, but if it's an interaction between them and a human is talking, you guys are literally hurting your own creation. You're hurting yourself when you say in the comment section, they should have shut up. They should have not said that at the last. Wait a minute. You don't believe that about yourself, that someone can tell you to shut up. You don't believe people in the comment section can tell you what to do. You believe we're human. Unless someone is doing evil to you, you have the right, the normal expression, to talk. You believe you have the right to say what you want, right? In that sense. You believe you have the right to disagree. Otherwise, someone is a god, correct? Okay, no one's a god here. Wow, so you guys are corrupted by demons. They got you. Another way they do it, everybody, they put witchcraft in the video. They put witchcraft on the cops. They put some sort of spiritual attack, whether it's witchcraft or curse. It's usually witchcraft. And it's like trying to make you go against the victim. See? They actually want us to go against each other. So the cops actually feel like, yes, I got it. Society's treating me like I had the right to do these things. But if they were with me, if they could feel the energy of the situation. That's why it's good to be with people. Don't use video as everything, everybody. When you're there, your gut tells you what's going on. You feel the energy. You feel the cop when they said, calm down, rude and harassment, condescending. They hit the person somewhere, But when you just see calm down in the video, you just think it's just calm down. But you don't know when he said or she said calm down, they're saying what? Yeah, I'll attack you if you don't come, if you don't do what I say. And that is your nature. To say, I dare you to act like you're my Lord over me. You're not my Lord. See, you're forgetting that's what that human is feeling. That they're defending their right. They're saying to this creation of God, you just acted like a God over me. Don't tell me to calm down. That's what they're going to say. You're all going to say in the comments, like, you should have just let it go, man. Who cares if they told you to calm down? You don't remember. You don't remember why they had to say something. Okay? We're human beings. When God usually say something rude, when just bad humans say something rude, we usually ignore them. Okay? So I want you to understand why humans at some point say something. Why they actually say something to you. It's because they know an intention of that human you don't remember or you don't know that moment. So respect people. Relax. Judge each other. And your future leaders from God, like Mahdi Jesus, will destroy the current police systems. They're going to destroy mental hospitals. They're going to give you the right to scream and shout in this country, in this world, wherever you are. Versus when you just come outside. You are such a horrible human being. You just want to hurt God's creation by yelling and screaming. No, we don't mean that. But right now, if I just, for the sake of argument, right, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I just want to yell. Ah! You know? Do you think you have the right to stop anybody who does that? No, because you're not their God. This earth doesn't belong to you. It's also a public place. It's allowed anyway, like vehicles. The context also matters. They're in public. Who cares if they scream? If you were loving people, if you were good people, if you were just people, you would only care to see if they need help. It would only be from a place of concern. Are you okay? Did you break your leg? That's it. That's the only way you should care if someone yelled, if they need help. But then don't do immoral thing and go too far with that, right? Go the other way, opposite equilibrium of evil, and now act like you can. Exactly. Ask them, do you need my help? Are you okay? See, everything is so everything there's a way to come after it. Every normal behavior, there's a way evil comes after it and acts like it's doing the normal one. God would make demons possess cops and approach me, and they just say to me, are you okay? As if they have the right to just question me about how I feel. Are you nothing? I'm just sitting there. I'm sometimes writing. If I'm writing, you can actually see what I'm doing. What is the hell is your problem? I'm busy. I'm writing something. Leave me alone. I just sit on the ground or the wall or somewhere. Are you okay? See? I told you, everybody. If someone has good intention, God always lets you know. Because what if you think someone is poor maybe and you want to maybe give them money or food? That kind of, are you okay maybe, right? We live in a country where the average one of us is not poor. We have jobs. So when you see someone maybe sitting in the ground or some place all day, like that's different. See, how do you approach a human? The way you would want to be approached. You say, excuse me. You're respectful. Excuse me. You don't have the right to talk to them. So if they don't look at you when you said, excuse me, you leave them alone. They just told you no. It's just like someone with a gigantic, rich purse, you know? Just, you have to treat people you think are in bad situations the way you treat people in great status-like situations. The way you don't treat them like you can force them to talk to you. But demons think they can possess you to harass people who are poor, who are homeless, who knows actually really mentally ill, who they want to make it seem as if they don't have humanity, as if you can just question them, ask them whatever the hell you want. Say to them, do you need me to buy you some McDonald's? Get the hell out of my face. Who asked you for McDonald's? Or you see what I'm saying, everybody? It's just like how you feel you're being mocked and accused, or even being accused of begging. Maybe they have some EBT. Leave them alone. So you see, unless someone needs your help, people approach you, they say, excuse me, can you give me $3? That's when you want to give people money. But you don't have God's permission to approach his creation, just as you don't want people approaching you. You guys can never misunderstand morality, because it's how you want to be treated. Goodness, you don't believe someone could just come up to you and be like, are you okay today? You know that's condescending. It either means they're accusing you of being mentally ill, or they're accusing you of being crazy, or something sort of wrong with you emotionally. You all believe that's your business, even if you had such a condition, correct? And people who don't have such situations, you're very healthy. That's an extra insult. The third insult is acting like they have the right to know how you feel that day. That cop has no right to approach me just because they're a cop and just say to me, are you okay? They don't have the right. You're a stranger. Leave me alone. That's evil. It's us who call you and say, can you fix the situation? You don't get to come to us and tell us how to feel and what to think and judge us. No one's property here. Okay? So it's the intention. If someone really is trying to help people, they don't say to you things like, are you okay? Are you okay implies you're mentally ill. So you're insulting people first of that, if they don't have it. Two, exactly, you're acting like a fake God over them, even if they are mentally ill. See? But for people who are not, you're accusing them of it. Sort of being sick and weird, and they just sit there all day, dribbling something on their little cute paper. You're insulting them like they're crazy or something like that, like a little kid version of themselves, because they woof their brain, right? Not that kids are crazy. I just when you become an adult and you're healthy and you become mentally ill, don't you act like that sort of version of yourself is like a kid? Like, that's what I mean. You're mocking each other. And now it started to enter everybody who's an employee. Cashiers are just, when I enter the store, they're just saying to me, are you okay? Are you okay today? Wait a minute. What? You're supposed to say welcome. What do you mean, are you okay? First, the other type of are you okay, like, how am I feeling today? It's none of your business. Correct? It's none of your business how I feel today. But two, you're acting as if I have to answer you. This is what I mean by God lets you know the intention. Even if you think humans could ask such an evil question and not have bad intent, the question is already the cue. Because good people don't ask you evil questions. If someone actually thinks you need help, they approach you respectfully and politely. And when I told you, when you don't answer them, they leave you. They don't repeat it, because that's harassment. And people were created to know your intention. So they're not going to ignore you if you actually have good intention and they actually wanted help. And God created you to somehow then maybe repeat it, because they need to know you have no. The reason they don't respond to you is because they know your intention. We all have a gut. So even if you ask politely and they maybe don't like you, maybe they don't like you as a person, maybe they don't want someone like you helping them. Even if you're good or bad. Do you agree bad people can help people sometimes? Exactly. What if this person who knows you have a bad character, just like me sometimes, demons possess bad people to approach me and act like they want to help me? I don't want their help because I don't like their character. But if a good person said, excuse me, and they wanted to help me get a job when I was unemployed, I don't have a problem having a conversation. So you see, you're taking away the rights of the human being. They're a living being. They have rights. They choose who can mix with them, who can talk to them. But that's what I'm saying. You're taking away each other's humanity. No one can control you here. Only God can say so-and-so's name and yes, my Lord, we should all stand up. But a creation of God doesn't have the right, whether the good character or bad character. Good intention or bad intention. So don't be like the person that had good intention. We don't care your intention. It's not about intention. It's about rights. You don't have rights over a human or another creation of God, because you need to be God yourself in order to have the right to know them, question them, approach them, know how they're feeling. That you don't have that right. It's their life, it's their body, it's their feelings. Leave them alone. When you want to help people, do it lovingly and justly. Excuse me. Approach them normally. Don't say excuse me and then freeze. That's how creepy humans approach you. Excuse me, and they freeze. Who the hell wants to talk to you when you're freezing like that? You're creepy. That's how they portray themselves to me, as the evil intention they have. They don't even want to hide it from me. They show me they have bad intentions. They can't even, because that's just how God protects us. He won't let them hide it. You think they want to show it? They can't. They just freeze. Get it? Instantly I see it's just those creeps who like to, right, take advantage of people who look poor maybe. Because I've been homeless many times. Like Jesus, Just they don't call it homeless for him. They call it poor. Okay? I don't remember being harassed like this when I have a job. You see? So it's like you all think you can take advantage of poor people. You should all go through it and sit at a park for hours and see strangers saying to you, excuse me. You're going to get pissed off. You want to beat the hell out of them. Get out of my face. Good people don't make you feel that way. So I just want you to know, since God is just, He doesn't create a good person to approach you the way a bad person approaches you, because He doesn't want good people to be treated like bad people. So when good people actually approach you, they really do it they don't have to learn. Don't be like, how do they do it? They don't need me to teach them. It's just about intention. When you have good intention, you don't need to learn something. It's your nature. God created you to know how to approach this person. You might approach that one differently. That one, you might be like, hey, what's up, my brother? And that might be appropriate between you. Don't obviously say that, okay? And some other people, it might be like, you get me. You just know what to say because it just fits. But good people don't say that. They don't say things like, what's up, my brother? No. They're polite. They're respectful. They treat you the way they would want to be treated by a stranger. You actually approach the person. Excuse me. Sorry, I don't want to bother you. Do you want like blah blah blah? I have no. Do you like? It's like you have to ask questions. Common sense. Okay. I'm sorry to bother you, and then they leave. Maybe someone is more calm, more gentle. Hi, you know what I'm saying? I don't care, okay? But you don't actually come up to people and act like just because they're your religion, your ethnicity, your gender, your age group, your city, your neighbor, your coworker from something years ago, just because you have some similarity or just the basic similarity of human. You don't act like you have the right to actually know what's happening with them and help. No, you don't. You're not their Lord. It's their business. We can only be kind to each other. Don't leave food out for them. That's one thing demons also possessed humans to do. When I'm homeless, I still had money. You know what I mean? I just go outside. I can go to a hotel if I want. What am I going to do? Sometimes I just stay in Barnes and Nobles maybe during the day like that. And I'm on my phone. You see what I'm saying? It's disrespect. The person doesn't even look like they need help. I look rich, I just was sitting there for hours maybe. And at some point I might look ragged and bad. Okay, but the point is the intention. Good people are very good with their body language. They just make you feel loved. You'll want to actually chat with them and be like, can you help me? Don't insult us, okay, normal people. So these people just put food next to me, money next to me, and I had to get up and leave. Can you believe that? One, I don't know if they're going to accuse you of either harassing them and forcing them to give you something. Two, accuse you of stealing it from them. Three, I didn't ask for it. Four, they're doing it without my permission, so they're taking away your humanity. Who asked you? Who asked you to put food next to me? What's wrong with you? You don't know if I'm just waiting for some lift or something. See, it's disrespectful. You guys might think this common sense. Why are you telling us? Tell the weirdos. I know. But I really think a lot of you human beings, except the true, very rare, I think a lot of you have this character. You lack decency. You don't treat people who are poor like you want to be treated. Just leave them alone. If God is guiding you to give them something, sometimes it's demons. Be careful. They have many times put witchcraft on me to just approach a homeless person and give them something, and they actually didn't need help. You see what I'm saying? So I understand those people making GoFundMes online, and that person scammed them and stuff, So be careful, because you're supposed to help people with things that make you and them the same. Help them get a job like that. Don't cripple people. Don't make it easy for them. Just as you and I have to get a job to make a living. The homeless also need to get a job to make a living. So it's actually wrong. I'm telling you, human beings right now, stop making GoFundMes for these people. Again, there's certain situations, maybe the person's crippled and they can't even, just the idea, you might, just listen, okay? You might think that then fits them or something. No. Okay? Not only do we have evil humans who take advantage of kindness, okay? The kindness you didn't even want to give, you just got confused or whatever. Just the idea. Good people and bad people can be giving kindness that moment. It's a choice, obviously, to just help someone, right? They just do it in rude and weird ways or just annoying ways. It's not perfect, but you get me? God has guided me to tell you, right, that don't make GoFundMes and similar things to help people. Actually, just help them. Get it? Just help them get a job. Help them be stable like you. That's also giving yourself your humanity, and you're treating them like a human. Because you're saying, you're human like me, you can work for yourself. Just as I'm cool in my car, driving around, having nice Starbucks, and then I go to another store, I just buy what I like. That sort of nice way you live. You control your day. They have the same right. So they simply lost their job. So help them. Stop taking them to hotels and weird. It's weird. It's better to help the person get their life back together without you putting yourself in a weird situation where a complete stranger enters your life. Because, right, you don't want to be their friend. They might take your phone number, call you. Now they actually want to treat you like you know each other. And you didn't intend such a thing. That used to happen to me too. I didn't intend. I just wanted to help you. Don't enter my life. Don't greet me the next day. You see what I'm saying? It's our humanity. We have to help each other. But do it righteously. Do it smart. Just ask them, Ask some employers around, people around. They're like, yeah, we're looking for some cashier. We're looking for this or that. It just in the meantime, they obviously deserve good jobs. If there's some mature help like that, just help them get a job. Talk to someone you know in some sort of place in government that, right, could help them get their EBT. Just common sense. But don't say to them, come to my house with me tonight. Sleep in my home. Here's some food I cooked. Eat with me. You can take a shower. Don't do that creepy stuff. Humans will possess to try to help me that way. Come to my home, help. It's creepy. Don't do that. Because we're humans. We have humanity. We have individuality. Normally, no one would visit your creepy home, right? People pick their friends. At some point, a weirdo is saying to them, can I help you today? Don't, see? Demons want to then push them to accept it when normally they wouldn't want to go to their home or whatever. That's creepy. Maybe give them $100 or something, or $50. Just go to a hotel that day. See? You're not checking them in. That's creepy. Let them stop treating them like some object. You have to check in. I'm the manager. I'm the guardian. Stop it. And don't treat them as a kid. Someone who has to grow up. Understand things themselves. No. Give them some money. They can go to a hotel themselves. Not too much, right? So you still have to be smart. Don't take them to luxurious hotels because they're going to feel uncomfortable. See? Smart. Just decent hotels. They go to the hotel. They check themselves in. It's their money. See, now the people there will also respect them. See, common sense. Just use psychology. You want them to be the human they were if they had a great job. You want them to go there themselves, check themselves in, come out the next day. They took a shower. Right? Maybe you got them some clothes from a non-profit. And don't buy people clothes. Because not only are you wasting money, and there's all these free clothes that I told you, it's new. I'm not saying you should put on something other people use. No, that's a smart thing to do because God doesn't want you burdening each other. We're supposed to help each other get our life back together and then move on. Now they go and buy whatever they want with their cool job, whatever money you get. See, the human is supposed to do that for themselves. So in the meantime, you can give them clothes from like these beautiful nonprofits. They have nice clothes. So at some point, it's used clothes, but they're clean. Or at some point, it's new clothes. They're actually new. No one touched it. So from a place of morality, you can all then push yourself towards the new ones that you grab that. See, but you just drive them there. Don't grab it for them. That's creep. Just give them a ride. Maybe help them take the bus. Just give them bus money. But then leave. They're taking the bus. They don't have a phone or something. That's it. You just tell them where the bus directions are, maybe from your phone. But obviously, there's nothing wrong with giving them a ride. But see, even the ride is creepy. It's like you taking them to your home. I just want you to simply give them what they needed. If they had it themselves, they would have took care of it themselves. That's it. If they had some bus money, if they had some Lyft money, they would do it themselves. They would take the bus. So don't think it's somehow you're not kind if you want to ask them to take the bus and not drive them in your car. Because it's decency. It's your car. It's inappropriate. They don't know you. As they're sitting in that car, they feel so uncomfortable. So you see what I mean, everyone? We have to give people their rights in terms of how they feel. The way I would want to be treated with respect. If I have a cool, rich job. If I see a poor person who just lost their job, yes, I have to treat them the way I would want to get help. I would just simply want money. I don't have money. I'm just poor. So just simply give me money. But see, with balance. Don't give me 3,000. That's weird. You don't owe me that. Kindness is supposed to be rational. But if you give me, let's say $100, because that's usually how much hotels are. They're $50-something. Then that's just that day I went to the hotel, right? I cleaned myself. I put on the new clothes you either, right? Let's take an argument because, right, driving people to places is not a big deal. It's like you being their taxi driver. So maybe the driving could be okay. I just mean do it with decency. Don't be like, let's go. You see? If they don't want to, if they feel uncomfortable, don't make them feel like you're the only hope they have. Don't sort of cripple them emotionally. Don't guilt them. Just give them the bus money, you know? So yeah, it's okay to give them a ride. That's not always a big deal, but going to your home is weird. So, right? Let's say you gave them a ride. Okay, then leave. Let them go to that nonprofit, just like someone who's shopping. Just like they took themselves there. Let them buy and get whatever clothes they want from that place. Let them get what they want. Then just later on, you come back. You don't have to give them your phone number, you know? Just common decency. Just simply say, I'll come back after an hour. You think people need that much time? You know? Just come back another time. Or, see, you don't even have to do that. You just simply drive them to the nonprofit or some place where there's, and again, you verify that, right? Maybe they don't have a phone, or they do. They should verify that. Some of them give clothes in certain times. If, let's say, for the sake of argument, you cannot find anyone giving free clothes, see, common sense now you have no choice but to go to a Walmart. But don't buy expensive things. I remember this demon was possessing human beings to always try to guilt me later on in the future. They're trying to buy me these expensive things when there's cheaper ones, and I would say, no, I don't want this one. No, I don't want this one. I have to protect my dignity. That's another way. Narcissistic humans, that human was heavily narcissistic. He was one of the most dangerous human beings I've ever seen. They're a criminal, you know? They really were dangerous, and that's what they do. They look for homeless people every day. They look for poor people every day, and people who just look like that are just sitting outside. And they literally try to trick them. Do you need help? Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they're exactly going to come from your religious group, or they pretend to be. I've seen human beings pretend to be Muslim. They just cover their hair, and they act like they want to help me. No. Okay? So my Lord puts crazy psycho humans. He lets the demon use them to show me how. See, they already do that. It doesn't mean they were made to sin. That's how they behave all the time. God just simply lets me see them, you know? Everybody. I already know these things. I already know right from wrong. I'm not saying this is how I learned the goodness. I just have examples for you. That's it. That's what Prophet Muhammad is known for. All they do is tell you what he told people, like a story. Because that's what it means to have wisdom, right? God teaches you also at some point through examples. If you go too far with it, you only use stories of prophets, you're going to get corrupted because demons write stories of lies also. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going too far. Just a way to help the poor people, okay? You just simply, just like your friend, treat them like your coworker. You know how you're respectful with your coworker? I know you're more comfortable to give each other phone number. How about this? Customer. Not a customer, you have to give your number because, right, that's company number. Treat them like a customer. I think that's the best way. Treat people you want to help like a customer. You're respectful to customers. You would never give them your personal number. You would never take theirs, correct? You just work for the company like that. Act like you work for some organization. Okay, but not the organization that helps the poor. That's dangerous because they already have a system where they can obviously exchange phone numbers with that person. Don't do that. Okay, but two, they're very evil. They like to act like a fake god over people, fake dominant over people, and they definitely act like they can just know everything about you. That demonic stuff is being destroyed when Mahdi arrives. Okay, so what I'm saying is just treat them as a customer when they're a customer, like at a store that sells food or something, and you're like the manager or something, that cashier, you know? Like that kind of customer. So, okay, there's distance between you. You maintain respect like that. So it's like you either gave them a ride because maybe it's too far, or it's too difficult, or their phone will die. You know they might get lost. Or that's not the case. You just gave them $3. They took the bus. Okay, they went to this place, got their own clothes, or maybe you bought a few clothes for them. Just make it common sense. Just something they'll wear for that week. Don't buy 3, 4, 5 pairs, you know? Okay. And people should not carry heavy things. So just maybe one pair, to be honest. They just change out of what they have. I told you, you'll deal with the arrest later. You're supposed to help them go to those nonprofits. People just don't know how to travel sometimes to them. There's no money. But other than that, they're not deaf and dumb. They know how to go to nonprofits themselves. And they can get their own free clothes. But okay, I'm talking about decent humans. The ones you're all thinking about. That is constantly making you say, but. You're thinking about mentally ill homeless. Right? They don't want to help themselves. Okay, that's different. You're going to treat them the exact same way you're treating these healthy, normal people who lose their jobs. You see? Because there you go. They may not treat themselves as human. They may not give themselves dignity. We have to treat them the same way. We have to treat them like the healthy, intelligent, person who had a cool job, who just lost it, who's not mentally ill. We have to treat them the same way. That's the way we, one, just simply are normal. That's how you treat a human. Doesn't matter if they're sick or not, right? Two, we're healing them that way. They remember that's how they're supposed to be treated. But if you treat them differently, like governments taught you, which is demonic, they work for demons. That's not how God taught you to treat actual mentally ill people. That's how society accidentally is programming them to cripple themselves. They don't mind now sleeping in streets. It's because exactly everybody's saying it's normal. Oh, they're mentally ill. We know, we understand. Yeah. It's like you're letting them. But if you treated them like a human, you said to them, excuse me, right? You treat them dignity, right? You treat them like someone who has a reason to be there. And I know some of them are criminals, but you get what I'm saying? Woo, right? Just the idea. They go back to society anyway, right? Right, everybody? Just, you treat them like that healthy, good character, and mentally, right? Someone who's not mentally ill, sort of like doctor, nurse, archaeologist. You treat them like people have such cool jobs like that, right? They obviously healthy, they worked hard like that. And I mean, they're not mentally ill like that. Treat everybody like that. Now, you have morality, because that's how you're supposed to treat a human. The way you treat people you respect. You see what I'm saying? You treat them with dignity. Not people you love, goodness. Respect is like you're just respectful to them. You know? So, that's it. You just simply help them with the money. The money is the problem. That's what it means to be poor. You don't have money. You have hands and feet, you can do the job, but who gave you a job? Nobody. Because you don't have the money to visit the company. You don't have the money to, like that. You apply all day online. If they hire you, then okay, now you're good to go. But that's the problem. Who just hires you right away? Nobody. It's very hard, right? That's what I'm saying. So, you just simply help them with the money. You just simply either drive them or give them the bus money to go to the places that they can get the clothes they need, to get the EBT, right? They just go to the government office. They do it themselves. They enter it. Like you're just dropping off your friends somewhere because they don't have a car that day. Like that. Just drop them off like a bus driver. Like a taxi driver when you're rich and you go into your hotel. Let's drive off the people the way your Lyft driver drops you off. Bye. Respectful. They're an adult. Let them deal with it. Let them go get their EBT situation figured out. Let them not have their food that way. Okay. In the meantime, don't go and be like, shall I buy you McDonald's? Don't spend money. You know, it's not rational. God is not going to tell you. When all this food is in this country, there's so much food waste. See, everybody. See, it's not coming from a bad place. Don't give people your food money or buy McDonald's. No. If we lived in a world where non-profits didn't exist, then okay. But if we live in a world where there's so much food, every church has a pantry. That's what I mean. Two, that McDonald's is food that's going to die out. They can't keep it for too long. They can't. They ate it. Now they need lunch. Now they need dinner. What are they going to... Okay, so smart. It's smart to just simply, there you go, same thing. Either bus money or drive them to the nonprofit. That's why it's better to find ones that have the clothing pantry and the food pantry. See how cool that is? Okay, now they're going to just go to the pantry and get some food for the week. That's nice. Now they don't even have to worry about days of food. And the EBT comes a few weeks later. They'll just keep going back to that place. They'll learn it. Help them also, if you're going to help them with bus money and car money, don't take them to cities and other places far away from where they stay. Ask them if this is where they usually want to stay. They want to stay in that city because maybe they have a place to hide and sleep or something. Okay, you want to then find nonprofits or places that, right, you're helping them buy things from that's close to that. Because then they can walk back, they can take the bus back. Like that, it's comfortable. If you take them to another city, you just Google it. You just go to Google Maps and you just research a random nonprofit or church. That's dumb. Now you took them to another part of the city or the country and they don't know how to come back. Not countries or the state. They don't know how to come back now. Now they're going to have to go through the same thing. Now they're going to be like, I can't go back to where I need to sleep. Now the sleep is the issue. Maybe they don't have their phone. They can't figure out how to come back, you see? Because we live in a world where it's not like past human history. We get lost now. We're finished. Our phone is everything. Because they built things in a way where, you know what I mean? It's not okay. Okay, so you want to pick a place that's nearby. unless you're going to actually see everybody. Common sense. Unless you're going to just drop them back. You're going to actually drive them back to that same location, which humans usually do. Okay, but stop enabling people. These people making YouTube videos, doing everything for the homeless person. Stop treating them like some sort of creature that's weird that you need to take it. It's a human like you. They just simply have no money. I don't care if they're sick in the head, psycho looking, or healthy people like me who many times were bullied at jobs and we lost our jobs. Don't worry about the condition. You just do what God taught you to treat them as. You think humans were considered mentally ill didn't exist in human history? You think they didn't exist? How come they didn't suffer so much? Because they used to just make money. They used to just work hard. But today, you see, someone is enabling them. Someone's letting them be a drug addict. Someone is letting them sleep in the street because they're just, oh yeah, that's a mentally ill person. Yeah, that's what you're enabling them as a society. You're not, see, making sure your governments just help them get a job again. Instead, you let the government do what they want. They always tell you, yes, we're doing something. Leave us alone. And you say, okay, bye. You don't judge it. They treat them like a property. They say to them, when you get your job, you have to come back and give us your salary. Why are you asking for their salary if the goal is to help them? Why are you stealing their money? Just simply give them a place to sleep at night, right? And don't throw them out during the day. Let them stay there. Let them, right, look for a job in proper ways. Just simply help them get a job versus acting like a god over them. Come over here. We need to have a case meeting. I'm your caseworker, Miss Michelle. Okay, fill out this paper. God have mercy. That's why God made me become homeless many times. He every time was picking a certain scenario these people go through. Now I know why they can never get a job. No one is allowing them to get a job. You nice people in society who have big hearts who would love to help them. You don't do that. You don't ask. You don't say, there's some cashier hiring over there in that store. What do you think? Should I maybe try to help you get a job there? Are you just struggling with maybe I just have to reach them or something? Like, I'm not saying all of you go randomly approach homeless. I'm just saying if you want to help people, this is how you do it. You do it smartly. You ask if they even want the help. This is how you would have done it. Maybe you could have created an organization that takes my advice and just does it this way. Right? So after they got their clothes, they went to that EBT government place. I've at least filled that out. Sometimes you can just do it online. They just need to pick it up another time. Okay, and then these nonprofits sometimes give them bus vouchers. So you don't have to do anything, everybody. You just sort of like have to be that person, like the taxi driver. You just have to take them to the location. Oh, there you go. Just give them the bus money. They got it. Right? They just find a place to go charge their phone. They got it. They're an adult. They got it. But don't be like, here's 300. Call me if you... No. They're going to then use you. A lot of them are bad people. You want to be smart. You just want people to get off the street so it doesn't hurt them and it doesn't hurt society, correct? It obviously impacts you negatively. So it's like you're just protecting yourself and you're protecting them. And you're protecting this country or this world. Okay, so do it the way you would want someone to help you if you lost your job and you're a healthy person. You're not sick in the head, You just exactly want someone to just give you a ride. Give you maybe $60. You go to a hotel that's maybe $43 or something dollars a night. See, not too extreme, right? Not $60, sorry, $100 or something. Okay, at least half of that was like the hotel. Maybe they take $20. They'll give them back that money at the morning when they're checking out. Okay, now the person had some food, right? You had some food. Just put yourself in the scenario how you want to be treated. If you want to know how God wants someone to help you, if you want to know how to help others, okay. And now you go. I'm getting forgetful. Sorry. Woo! Witchcraft is attacking me. Now you leave the hotel, right? You go spend your time in a place like a library, a Barnes & Noble, a place where you can access a computer. Now you either your phone or a place, because you need a place to stay, right? There's no home, there's no job. You need a place that has shelter like that, but it's appropriate to stay, correct? You don't harass people, you don't stay in their restaurants, right? Like that. You can go buy something in their restaurant, but then go to a place that fits, like a coffee shop. Okay, wasting your time? No. You're looking for jobs all day, like that. You do that until one day that interview actually lands you a job. It's that simple. They simply lack the housing. So That's how you know. We can live without food, I swear to God. We can live without other things, but without a home, we suffer. We can't fix the other parts, you know? Because at night, where do you go? You're gonna get so traumatized from, being outside, all the noise, it's so polluted, and it's not healthy. Calm, peaceful places like Jesus time. Just hide in the corner somewhere. Everyone's bored like you, who cares, right? So you're all forgetting, it obviously makes people tired physically, because you're always walking, you're always walking, you're always walking. That's why Jesus is portrayed as always walking, right? His feet are injured too, I'm sure, right? Prophet Muhammad, same thing. I'm also having the same injuries on my feet. All we do is walk all day. It doesn't matter if the world is advanced like our time or their time is way back. There's no advancement, You're still gonna suffer. You're gonna suffer because no one is making sure the poor get what they need to get their life back together. I know you guys know that. But I feel like all you had to do was just help people get jobs. But then you go too far and give them your money. Take them to hotels all day. See, I told you to only take them to a hotel that one time because they need to take a shower and get some nice clothes. I say just that refresh. But then you need to help them get into housing, some sort of shelter. If you're like, I couldn't find nothing, then figure out a way. You know how sometimes you can just give someone a couch? Sometimes you just have to talk to your church. They may not do that, but if you talk to them because they're your church, maybe like that, you have to sometimes just be that person in the middle. Some people are so evil. They have so many buildings that are abandoned, but they don't want to just the night. They don't have to be like, I don't have time during the day. Who cares? These people are human. They're not, some sort of trees. They don't need anything during the day. They'll just go to some coffee shops. Just let them have a place to stay during the night. It's not our nature to be outside at night or to sleep in a street. We're not animals. They can do it. We can. So you see, everybody, and also safety. Just all they had to do, this country, all it had to do was the moment they hear homeless, all they had to do was give them this legal right, just like they believe you should have EBT. Like that, just some sort of legal right that just automatically gives you housing at night. Even if it's not the day also. Just, no one cares. No one cares why you're homeless. No one cares if it's your fault. No one, because that's evil. Just because they want to be homeless doesn't mean you don't take them out of the situation. You see, that's evil. Just because some people are like me and they actually would take the help and others don't, when we're struggling as society, doesn't mean that you say, well, that one doesn't want to get a job, so I'm not giving them a home at night. See? That's unjust. You just push them, get it? You just remind them they need to get a job. I promise you they will. You're all forgetting you're human. They want a job. They want to drive a nice car like you. There you go. There's just something emotionally going on, right? If they feel like they're being treated as a human and society doesn't want to push them down, but they really will give you a job, I don't see why they're going to say no. Now they can, even if they're drug addict, at least they'll think to themselves, you'll buy all the drugs in the world. I don't care what they're using to entertain themselves mentally to get a job. No one hates getting a job, But here's usually how they lose at everybody. They lose it by harassing people, since they're mentally ill usually means you're a bad person. Your character is actually immoral. You're not a good person, correct? Sadly, a lot of it has been categorized as just sick, When I told you, everybody, there's a part that's just your mind is just under attack, and that's just demonic oppression or demonic possession. But people who are usually mentally ill are exactly bad people. They come out of prison in the sense that, I don't know how to explain. It's like they also are bad people. You know what I mean? So for that reason, they will get a job and then they will get fired the next day. So at some point, you're going to have to remind people to be moral. You can't really just... Exactly. You Christians are going to be like, I know what to do. Exactly. It's what you already do. You call them to God and you tell them like that. They need to be reminded that bad people every day have jobs. They also misbehave, I know, but it's like you have to remind them. Majority of humans in this world have jobs are evil, but they don't technically misbehave like a mentally ill person. They keep their job. That's it. It's like you have to remind them. If, right, I told you, you treat them as a human. They personally told you why they lost their job. can't actually ask people why they lost their job, because exactly, it's just like how you don't believe an employer can ask you that, or strangers can. I told you, whatever you think a human doesn't have the right to do towards you, you don't have the right to do that towards people you help. No, because you treat them like exactly they owe you something. You're some sort of property owner. You know what? I'm going to help you get a job, so you need to tell me why you lost your job. That's how demons would act when I went to shelters or nonprofit, as if I need to tell you my personal experiences in order for you to give me the human dignity to just as a government give me a job. How dare you? It's none of your business. Just like if I had wealth and I went to all these luxurious hotels and then I went to that new state and I got a job there. In the middle of all that, no one harassed me in the hotels and everywhere else, in the Uber and the employer. No one asked me why I lost my job. It's none of their business. So it's none of your business. I'm just saying, well, maybe you become friends with that person who's severely mentally ill. Or maybe they're not mentally ill, but they just did something bad. They lost their job because of bad character. That's a part sort of that mercy part of God's religion. You remind them to repent and stop being bad. So, right, the other way humans lose their job, some lose it due to injustice, some lose it because they're the ones being unjust and they get kicked out, so they deserve it in that sense. But God has actually taught me that there's better ways to punish his creation. Many times I would curse humans to lose their job when their demons are possessing them to do evil around me. God has taught me that's not a good idea, because exactly then we're going to have them in the street. See, there you go. That's why you don't hear about hellfire having some sort of poverty. It's just punishment. They're just going to get beaten up all day. So you see what I'm saying? You don't have the right to torture each other and beat each other up because you're not God. So don't forget that. There's other ways you should punish people. The only time you're allowed to use violence and it's okay with God is, I told you, heinous criminals like rapists and murderers and ones like that. It's like they did something heinous to the body. Okay, versus where they fought or something. For that reason, those are the ones you can give death penalty. So some physical was involved, some physical punishment. Okay, but beating people up in jail and beating people up in mental hospitals and you personally beating up people in society, that's actually not something God gives you the right to do. He doesn't give you that right. Because exactly, even though sort of torturing a human who did horrible things makes sense to us, that makes sense because angels will do that. You can't do that as a human race. Because, get it? It's creepy. At some point, innocent people will be tortured, and you know that's dangerous. And you victims could go there one day who are accused. So you want punishment, yes, but you still have to, at some point, give up the desire to be so aggressive. Because you know exactly people who don't do anything go to those environments, they get accused. So then when you say, but are we going to ever get justice then? There you go, everybody. All religious people know how to answer that question. We have a second life, they're going to go to hell. Let the way hell was created deal with them. So what I was trying to say is hellfire doesn't have a poverty, does it? So you know poverty is not a punishment. You know? Again, you have to sometimes kick people out of your company. That's rational because they're harm to you. I just mean that government should help them again. You see, they have to go somewhere else because you don't want them in the street. But that company, yes, they should fire them. I'm not saying you shouldn't fire them. No, it's just like saying you can't kick someone out of your home, right? No, you, the victim, always has the right to kick them out of your place. So the employer is a victim, get out of my company. That's rational because they're a threat to you. Okay, but then when they go out, right, governments then should, there you go, help them. If they actually committed a crime or something serious versus things they can keep to themselves, right? They don't have to tell you what happened, why they got fired. They don't have to tell you. Okay, but situations, they sometimes have to tell you, right, like a crime. And there you go, maybe they got accused. Now you give them legal support. You see what I'm saying? It's just rational. Big stuff. You can ask them, did you commit a crime? You know? But there you go. Don't do it like that. Don't do it so bluntly. Because then there you go, you're accusing. It's more like you're asking them what happened, you know? They tell you, okay, so if it's a crime, then what do? And there you go. I'm talking about a situation where they need your help. I'm talking about a situation where they're consenting to sit there and take your help. Then, because right, there's an agreement, you can ask such a question. But you can in appropriate ways. But you're not going to just be like, okay, let's go kidnap every homeless person in the street and ask them if they committed a crime. We asked for their consent anyway. No. You can't force them. You can't take them as a government or as civilians, just like you, human beings who have nice jobs and nice homes. You don't believe someone can just take you out of your home and make you answer them. See? Just put yourself in the scenario. You're going to see how evil and nasty it is. So don't then let others make it seem as if they can do that to others. That's how That's the evidence of your evil. That's how you guys can know if you're a bad person. You would agree to such systems. Yeah, take the homeless off the street. Yeah, go put them someplace. Yeah. You weirdos who say that, you're evil. But if someone came to you and said, well, let's take you somewhere against your will, let's question you and let's clean you up and give you a nice job, you're going to be like, am I your property? Did you just? Jesus, my Lord. Please, I'm talking about situations where a human with dignity, like your customer, right? Like your customer is really telling you, yeah, I lost my job because, right, they tell you they committed a crime. That's when you want to then exactly remind them. You need to behave in order to keep your job. And you help them get to another company, and now they won't harass that company. It's like that. You have to always remember you're supposed to be moral. You're supposed to teach. I don't care if you're government, you're not moral yourself. It's like you still have to just tell them, don't do bad things. You know what I'm saying? See that fit though. You didn't treat someone like some weak person. You're telling them what to do or something. The person actually told you they committed a crime. So then you're telling them, we want to help you get a job, right? But you need to behave. You need to not do bad and evil. So see, it's not coming from a place of you acting like you can tell them what to do. It fits the context that you're reminding them the solution to not, right, be in this situation again. I know they know that. I'm just saying you have to remind them, right? You have to tell a human, just like we tell them to repent. It's like you're just telling them what they need to do in order to not be in the street again. But that's it. It's up to them. They go to that company. They do it again. There's nothing you can do. See, it's like your job is just to help. Your job is just to remind them. We cannot do anything. If they commit a more evil crime the next day, and now they go to prison, or now they have to, hi doggy, there's so many dogs everywhere. And then, right, they now have to be given death penalties like that. It's too late for them. It's too late. But you already know everyday humans have jobs. Usually they act rude and mean and annoying, right? But they don't usually get fired for that. But that's what I'm saying. Employers need to do that. You need to constantly, just like a religious environment, you need to constantly have moments where you maybe bring all your employees together. You just remind them, hey, don't be condescending. These types of ways that usually employees speak, or these types of ways that usually customers, it's like you just remind them. You just don't be like, our company maintains equality. No one cares about that. Okay? Just like I tell you on this podcast, it's like remind people to be good. Remind them to actually not hurt each other, harass each other, bother each other. And be specific, because you know what happens in companies, right? Be like, don't invade someone's personal space. And also remind them that you can be accused of doing things you've never done. Someone can accuse you of invading their personal space. See? So then think about it. It's so dangerous. Accusation is everywhere. So build your cubicles in a way where people are able to have their distance. Just common sense. Like, you have to be the champions to prevent this stuff. Stop just telling people, we fire you, you touch someone. What? Make it difficult for them to even put that person in a situation of wanting to lose a job, which means they're going to be homeless. Because this creep won't stop trying to get in their space. Make it difficult for the creep to get in their personal space. Build cubicles with space. Don't make the hallway something that's in between every row or something. Like there's a row, there's a row, there's a row. There's a little hallway, mini little sort of walk in the middle of all of them. Don't do that. They're going to get in people's personal space that way. I had jobs like that. It's like, even if this one on the left and right is not going to get in your space, the ones walking behind me are going to try to get in your space. The ones approaching me are going to get in your space. Like, can I just have my dignity? Get away from my body, There's just creeps and weirdos everywhere, but they get away with it. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those situations where God's leaders have to actually come here to stop this. Because at some point, you guys would agree, it's too detailed. It's too detailed what I just said on this one episode, 2 hours. There's like 300-something episodes. That's a lot of change. So when God sends you someone, they have to be supernatural, because they need to have the supernatural ability to know too much detail. Too much tiny detail of every little issue that can arise out of everyday experiences. That's a lot of knowledge. So anyways, to finish this episode, let's not call people loving like Jesus. Let's call them righteous or moral, because that means multiple characteristics, right? You're not just loving, right? You're also just, you're also fair, you're also honest, you're also truthful. You're also someone people can trust. I can't remember other words, sorry. All right. Okay, so then love doesn't mean like a character that's 24 hours, right? They're not like that all day. Because at some point they're pissed off, right? At some point they're angry. Because they have to kill this bad person because they murdered someone who's innocent. Like that, that emotion of loving is not an emotion. It cannot be with them all day. It's just a characteristic. But loving is dangerous because it makes it seem as if it means moral or something. Like moral, something you can be all day, right? You can be moral all day, but you can't be loving all day. Because exactly, even though you are loving all day, when you're the opposite emotion, you're aggressive, means you're loving. Because get it, you're just. You're punishing the bad ones because you're loving, get it? You're loving, so you see bad behavior because you're so loving to the victim. You want to obviously punish this one who did something. So you're still loving all the time. Yes, yes. You're always in that loving emotion all the time, 24 hours, 24/7. Yes, yes, because that's not how you can give good justice. Yes, yes. But the way humans interpret loving is bad because some of them are evil, get it? I don't mean us as a speech. No. Humans, we're not going to accuse them, right? Because then that's accusing God of creating them that way. No, I don't mean humans as in like you, humans who are normal. The bad ones. There's bad ones among us who are going to portray loving as some sort of emotion that means you just accept everybody. Get it? Because normally loving means I accept this person. So then they want to make it seem as if you're loving, right? First you just love this person. But loving, meaning something you are all the time. Then they want to make it seem as if you are. Exactly that sort of accepting way. See, I didn't say loving again. The accepting way to everyone. You cannot be accepting. Look at my terminology. I flipped it. You cannot be accepting to everybody because some is a rapist, some is a murderer, some is a thief, some is transgressing on people in other ways. Some are causing people like me to be homeless and unemployed many times. And you know how dangerous that is. You could die from disease there. The street can kill you. The weather can. So they're murderers. Humans who terrorize people at their jobs, are actually, a lot of times God would actually consider them just like a murderer. Because you're trying to put people in a situation, see, versus, oh, you just lost your job, but you get another job. That's not how our world works. They know when you lose your job, you'll be homeless and unemployed. They know you could die from those conditions that then, right, make you have nothing. No food, no housing, nothing. You know that can cause death and injury. So that means they actually know you'll go through such scenarios. So they actually want what? They want you to have harm happen to your life. They want harm. They're not just mean to you at a job. They want harm for you. So in this life, yes, God won't tell you to then put them in the same prison as a murderer. There you go, because that's not something you can judge. You don't even know what scenario I'm talking about, correct? It's too detailed, everybody. God will do that in the next life. He'll give a lot of human beings who did behavior you think is not the same as a murderer, right? He'll give them the same punishment as a murderer because exactly the consequence of what you took from this person is so heinous. They could have died also, just like someone who was killed, right? Okay, so that's why we have to leave that judgment to God because it's more detailed. It's too impossible for you to figure it out. And even if God was to teach you the detail, humans lie and accuse people. So at some point you're punishing someone. I'm sorry, not punishing. You're putting someone in situations that is bad, right? To a person who didn't do anything. So we're not going to call it punishment anymore. You get me? They just make you think it's punishment because they make you think people did something. But that person is saying to God what? Oh my Lord, they're transgressing, they're killing me. These evildoers, like that. But God, that's why He doesn't make you punish everything that actually humans did do with the punishments you would think fit. And He just tells you to deal with big sinners like murderers, rapists, like that, and medium ones like thieves. He doesn't tell you to deal with everything, correct? And in other situations, He doesn't even give you the right to deal with certain things. Because exactly, in certain situations, it's not your business. Someone masturbated, that's between them and God. You're not going to beat them, okay? And then other scenarios, right, there you go. It's always how you treat about others that humans can intervene and stop you. How they treat themselves, you've got no business with that. See how logical that is? But when they're attacking God's creation, okay, you third parties, you third parties have the right to intervene. When they're, sort of taking other people's rights away. Right, there you go. But you still have limits. Because exactly, you're not their God, first of all. And then two, you're just following what God told you when you're doing. So you can't be like, okay, I'm not their God. That's why I'm limited. But I'm still being told to do some of it. Aren't I still then some mini God? No. God told you to do that one. So either way, you're doing it because God told you. So it's still His laws. If you obviously go wrong with it, you're going to go to hell. Okay, but the other one, exactly, you're stopping those ones because they're heinous. They're serious. So even that one has limits. You can't punish everything. So that's why it's also important to focus on prevention. Focus more on prevention. Like these difficult situations where we don't know what people do. Like, do they really bully the coworker? It's very hard to sometimes find evidence because they like covert stuff. Get it? They don't steal something from them. Okay? So that's why you want to create boundaries then. See how rational that is? The reason why it's covert, it's not because they love covert necessarily. They love covert because you guys left sort of open doors for them. You don't give people personal space in the workplace. You don't give people the right to tell someone to not touch them, not bother them, not speak to them, and they can keep their job the next day. You fire them. You say, I'm your colleague. You shouldn't have said blah, blah. You act like fake gods over each other. People can't honor their body, their life anymore the way they do when they're just in the street walking by. They can tell a creep, don't talk to me. They can tell a stranger, don't come up to me, right? You believe a cop should not approach you if there's no rational situation like that. But your manager, when they just want to call you to a meeting, if you say, I'm not coming to that meeting with you, you get fired. See? Unjust. So it's those scenarios of just basic human common sense rights and decency. If you gave that at your company and humans get to benefit from that, you don't act like you can take it away from them. You don't push people out of the company. You can never take their rights away. Their rights belong to God, right? He created rights and is always there. You guys can just violate people's rights, correct? So that's what I'm saying. When you violate people's rights, then okay, those doors are open. Demons don't even feel they don't even feel like they should go and steal from that coworker. It benefits more to torture people psychologically is how they're thinking, because it's so torturous. You don't know how to show them what you saw, how they made you uncomfortable. You don't know how to show them when they said, Sarah, can we go to chapter number 3? You don't know how they made Sarah feel when they said that, right? You don't know yesterday they tried to touch Sarah and she's still traumatized. That's what I'm saying. If you blocked and closed those creepy doors, you give people their personal space at the workplace. Stop creating weird cubicles. Give everyone that sort of nice little mini office, you know? You literally strictly tell your company coworkers, no human being God created can come from your left or right side or back. You can all approach people only towards walking towards the cubicle, that sort of block that it has. You know how you have your computer and there's this sort of block after it, right? Like the cubicle sort of box or square, like that. People can only stand there. So then there's all this stuff in between you, get it? The table, the computer, and the sort of block after it, the sort of, the cubicle square. And then after that, the human still should not lean their arm on it, unless they're friends, obviously. It's all about common sense. But just there you go. Do you know who's friends? No, someone might be like, I thought they were my friend. I didn't know they were uncomfortable. See, we don't want open doors. So just tell everybody to do the same thing. I don't care if you're friends. When you go outside, go to the coffee shop and be friends. But see, the company tell each other, they all have to do the same thing, even if they're friends. We don't care. Don't flip it and be too close to each other, because we don't want to be in that situation. We're not God. We don't know like that. You want to be smart, right? We're not God. Goodness, don't treat us like a God, right? There you go. Move away from the actual cubicle, square, rectangle, right? The one that's in the middle, 3 boxes, right, put together, right? 2 shapes. Then move away from the shape. Don't even lean on it. Just stand there and then face the person appropriately like that. Excuse me, yes. And always call each other, excuse me, instead of even the person's name, because they get, you can't always say people's name. It's creepy. Some people are going to be perverts when they call your name. You can act like okay, they're not going to say it respectfully, right? So just, we don't always say customers' names, unless maybe like Starbucks, Miss Jane's, they might call people for their food. Okay, but I've seen it. I've seen the disrespect. Mary, and they just put the food down. John, that's rude, especially when you're like a teenager and these are grown adults getting their coffee. See, everybody, just stop the names. Say excuse me a lot more. Just approach the person, excuse me. Yes. Can you tell me blah, 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 what the manager said? Because I need blah, blah, blah. I sent you that message. I have to get that. You get me? That's how coworkers have to work together. Or maybe they message each other. I saw demons possess coworkers to show me those situations, those scenarios where they just harass you on text. Because they have the messenger that communicate with you when you work in a cubicle call center like me. Okay? They just take advantage of it. And even though you would think that's dangerous, people could see what they texted me. They're not scared of it. We live in an unjust world. No one cares anymore how creepy they are. And now they got away with it. Even though anyone would think, you know what, text me. I'll take a screenshot of this and report you. It's just covert. They'll act like they genuinely had questions. No one knows intention anymore. So you have to also create rules as to when someone can ask you questions, who they can talk to, how many times. We have to judge intention. You don't want them taking advantage of it. And also get rid of team leads. That's evil and demonic. I'm sick of those middle managers. They're always trying to act like some fake dominant also. That's why we all feel comfortable with managers, but we don't like team leads because they're trying to, exactly. You see, I don't have to finish the sentence. They're trying to act all big tough around you, okay? That's creepy. And get rid of managers too. Just create someone who simply has a job that is like they sort of can help you. But manager makes it seem like you're controlling people. Look at the word manager. Instead of managing something that's an object, right? Like the job, the company, they act like that. Can you believe they actually describe the English term manager, or that word, even if you change the language, they actually describe it as managing people. Excuse me? Did we not just say, you're a human race, you all agree with me, no one's gonna act fake God over you, you all hate that like I do. That's it. Why are you letting them get away with it then? Call themselves managers. Man, it's like you human beings, you know what I'm saying. There's just no collective effort to stop it because you don't know what to do. You just go to job every day. And even if some of you thought about changing these systems, there you go. They create a system for the poor where you're stuck with it. You're stuck with unemployment for so long, you don't know how to get out of it. So you're all scared of being therefore, right, homeless and unemployed. You live paycheck to paycheck. You see, you're so scared of being champions of change, even though you thought about many of these things. You can't think of all of it because God has to teach you all this, right? It's too detailed. But whichever area you have just common sense as adults and healthy young people, you just know, and children what they know, you can't say, you know what, I'm going to change it. Because how? How? If you come against the system, you have to be fired probably, right? They're going to fire you. Now you're this new person has okay, how are you going to change it? Government is in your way. If you become unemployed or homeless therefore, right, because you lost your job, because you come against the word manager and you want to change systems, they're like, get out of our company. We believe in that. Okay, now you're unemployed or homeless. Now you're going to go through months and months of the cycle I told you of being homeless. Creeps approaching you. People pretending to want to help you. People acting like they can ask you how you're feeling. And it's not even the actual normal, like how you're feeling today. It's actually the other one. They're accusing you of being mentally ill just because you're homeless, as if we cannot lose our job. Are you okay? They say that to you, which is a terminology cops use for mentally ill people. They really mean, are you mentally ill? Are you okay there for today? You know what I'm saying? You're just psychologically being harassed, emotionally being harassed, verbally being harassed. With their eyes and facial expression and tone, they harass you. There's no respect. When you go to their store, they just want you to leave. Because, right, where are you going to go? How are you going to figure it out? You go to nonprofits and shelters. Now you feel like, okay, they don't necessarily judge me. I can be poor here. Yay. Let me get some clothes. Let me get some EBT. Let me try to get myself back together. You're finished. They're trying to act like a fake God over you. That's what homeless people tell you. I don't like to go to shelters. I don't like to go to nonprofits because these people are trying to act like a God over them. Not only are they stealing their money, not only they're stealing their hours, they ask them to clean the nonprofit place. Why should someone clean? So you believe when God tells you to help others, he wants you to make them work for you? Just like normal people when they help each other. They don't help a poor person and then say to them, pay me back. How dare you government organizations act like that you can say that to God's creation? You know what? We gave you some home, ugly, creepy bed that looks like a jail and a prison anyway. Just sleep here and get the hell out tomorrow, 5 a.m. Yes, even though it's freezing cold. Oh, give me some 4 hours or 2 hours or 30 minutes of your time and clean the place you slept in. Because, you slept in it. What? What? What's going on here? You're supposed to help them. This is what it means to be in need. It means I don't need to pay you back. I don't need to do nothing for you. You help me. One day you're going to suffer and you're going to need my help. If it was about paying each other back, then call me a customer. Call me a customer then. Ask me for some money. No. You're not a customer. You're poor, so I just call you homeless. Then don't ask me for money. Don't ask me for 2-3 of my precious hours. I don't care what I do with is my humanity. Just like if I had a great job and you respected me as a cool doctor. It's still those cool hours I have when I'm rich as hell. It's my time, my hours. Let me do what the hell I want with it. You just need to help me get off the street. How dare you treat me like you can take something from me now? You're employees. You're supposed to clean that place. Plus, that creates jobs. So it's actually a good thing that you guys clean it and you don't tell homeless people to clean the place. Get it? Because that creates jobs now. Are we looking for jobs? Maybe hire them if they want it. And there you go. That's the other thing they do. They act like they can force you into the job they want. They tell you either pick the jobs we want for you or you just simply have to get a job within this short period of time. Wait a minute. They're taking away your humanity when you have a home. How you guys pick whatever cool company you like, you apply to them, you beg God for, boom, you have this cool corporate job. They don't want you to have the same experience as those people. So then what is the system trying to do? Keep you stuck in the same class. They don't want you to actually choose what you do with your life. Maybe go back to school and get a great career. They don't want you to pick, just like when we were having homes, we were going to college, we weren't homeless and poor. Maybe we had people we lived with. They don't want us to have jobs from that type of perspective. We could take our time. So God put me in those situations. They say to me, you need to find a job within a week. Otherwise, we can't support you anymore. Wait a minute. If I could get a job like that, then why am I even here? Aren't I here because I can't get a job the time I want? Isn't that what God created as laws of nature? We don't control this creation. We can't choose when we get a job. If I could control it, if I just had to work hard and I would have a job within a week or a month, why the hell am I coming to you? I get it when I'm receiving unemployment benefits in 6 months. I receive it when I'm maybe have some money and I'm going to hotels. I wouldn't even ever reach the street level. And if I'm in the street, that 1 month doesn't bother me roaming the street. I'll hide somewhere maybe at night. Who cares? I got a job. The whole reason I'm here is that's not possible. That demon would just manifest out of those humans. They just smirk. They get it. Oh, I told you. When I tell you I came to help you, this is what I mean. I suffered with you like Jesus suffered with you. I get it. But we cannot be human. We're supernatural. Because you can't be this knowledgeable. You might be like, what? It just seems like you went through situations. No, I'm giving you examples. Exactly. Just a few scenarios. And it's just this country. I didn't see the scenarios in other countries necessarily. I still understand it though. So don't think this is my knowledge or something. Like God putting me in a situation. What the hell does that have to do with supernatural then, right? Anybody can go through. No, this is just one of the things that I go through in order to help you. It just means I'm made to understand you. That's not actually why I can help you. I can help you because of other reasons. I can help you simply because of other reasons, not this one. This one, the reason I shared it with you is so you know why God makes us go through it. It's exactly just so we understand you. It's all right. Don't call people loving. Because what the evil humans like to make it seem as if loving means, right? Which is to just accept what a human does no matter what they do. Okay, you're Jesus, you're Muhammad, cool prophet leaders and God himself are never going to do that. Correct? They're going to punish. Their face will change, their tone will change. Now they got to punish this one. See? So don't call people loving. Don't say Jesus loved us all. No. Say Jesus was moral. That means multiple qualities. That still means you're loving. Such as when he sees the bad humans, he's now angry, right? He's hateful to them the moral way. So he's just then. He'll punish them. You, the victim, will never suffer under him. And when he sees you good people, he's loving. And when he sees bad people, he's merciful. That's their version of love, if you want to think of it that way. That's that mercy to them, but not love. You get me? Not I love you. Because you can't love someone if they're hurting others. Get it? That's evil. How can I love you if I just literally... No, you just literally raped someone yesterday. You killed someone. See? So I'm not actually loving. Do you agree? Because that means I don't have a heart. I don't feel anything for the victim. Just like if you guys want to act like the victim doesn't matter, you matter or something. Well, then what if you then got raped tomorrow or got killed tomorrow? Now, shouldn't I care about you? See, at some point, you're going to want me to hate the one who abused you. At some point, you're going to want me to come against the one who abused you. This time, you're just the one who abused so-and-so over there. So that's why you act like you want me to love you or something. See, you act like you don't mind. If the person doesn't have that quality of justness, it doesn't hurt you maybe. Because that's when you're bad. But when crime happens to you, when maybe just someone harasses you, a strong person, right? No one's going to abuse you, attack you. Okay, you're a healthy, assertive human, fine. Right? Yeah, strong female, no one's gonna rape, no male's gonna rape you. Okay. You males are not gonna let other males rape you. Great, awesome. You're strong. There's obviously different types of human beings. I told you, everybody. We're different types of human beings. There's weak humans and there's strong humans, okay? I don't mean muscles, just strong. Their character's strong, so you can't obviously harm them, okay? So let's say you're the strong humans. People can just act harassing around you or annoying or whatever. You just fire you from your job because it's not about strength. You know what I mean? It's just evil in the world affects everybody. You're not a weak person. You're not gonna let someone harm you. Okay. See, now when someone harassed you, now you want Jesus and me and others who God sends to help you, including God himself, the King, the Lord. You obviously want us to now feel different towards the abuser. You're saying to us, look what they did. Punish them. So no, you don't want that weird, creepy, fake love you're talking about. You just want us to accept you when you're filthy and evil to others. You don't actually want that. Because when you're the victim, now you want us to flip it for you. See? So you don't want that. So only evil humans say that because that moment they're sinful. They're just crazy. Okay, don't listen. Simultaneously. Don't worry about it. Right? So we are loving and just therefore because we are loving therefore because we're just. That justice means you're loving. Because it means you're never going to be unjust to people from a place of hatred, a bad type of hatred. You actually want to give justice if you had to make rules, you know? Again, it's God's laws, but just you personally. Someone had to ask you personally. You'd always stand up for those who are victimized that moment, whether they're evil or good. Just that moment that something bad happened to them, you'll defend them. That can only happen if you're a loving person, correct? Because that means you love, you care, you feel. Okay, but you can't love everybody, see? Because everybody is not a good person. But if God created a species where no one ever becomes evil, then you can say that so-and-so loves everybody in their lifetime. Because that whole lifetime, evil never entered the picture. The whole species was good. But if God created evil and it enters his species, some of them will become bad and do bad to others. Some get redeemed and come back. Yes, but just you get the point. You can't therefore love everybody, but you can be righteous with everybody, just with everybody, fair with everybody, merciful to everybody. Therefore, you just want a righteous person. You just want a moral person. You don't want a loving person. Because that evil, fake loving that doesn't even exist, if you want them to have that, again, righteous people don't have it, but if some so-and-so weirdo over there had that, that means when you're being victimized, they're going to tell you they have to forgive your rapist. Just let it go. They deserve to meet their Lord too. They're going to creep you out like that. They're going to just descend the evil they did to you to something that is just nothing. Okay, so that's not then what you Christians meant when you said Jesus loves. See, you don't mean it. You're just corrupted. Demons just tricked you. They're just using the wrong word. Okay? But you human beings don't ever mean that. So my job is to show you that you don't mean it, right? And then when you agree with me, see, no one's telling you what to do. I'm just trying to show you already do agree with me. So when you, at your own free will, agree with me, now I'm going to then say to you, hey, everybody, let's use the better term God created. They're righteous. So call Jesus righteous. There you go. They always do the right thing. See, this is actually nice. If you say moral, that might confuse people too. But that's just a second one. We put that on the next level. Moral. Yeah, that's nice. But I'd say righteous is better. Because not only does righteous sort of symbolize the highest level of moral, human, right, or living being, but righteous also connects easily to they do the right thing. Okay, so at some point doing the right thing means coming against the one that they were merciful to, right? They tell them to repent, they're merciful to you, but then they also do the right thing, they punish them. There you go. Nice, right? There's a balance. So I know you're human beings, you know what I said, you're not dumb, but it's like I still want you to then get the point. Get the point already. Drop the terminologies, drop these words that come against that. And you have to speak 3 hours at your Christian church explaining what you meant. Why do you have to explain what you meant? Throw the word out. Don't call people loving. Call them righteous, because they know loving is part of that righteousness. They know that's the qualities of being a righteous person. It's like multiple characteristic traits. Then they combine, and that makes you righteous. See, so loving is there. You didn't throw it out. Don't be like, I'm scared. I have to remind them he was loving. But you don't remind them he was truthful, and he's also truthful. You don't then call him truthful only. You know it blocks out the other qualities like loving. See, so let it go. This is a smart one. Call him righteous. Okay? So take care of yourselves.